It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go. Here at Hobbymaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobbymaker.
Hobbymaker are live from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day on Sky Channel 670,
Freesat Channel 807
and Freeview Channel 73. You can also watch on YouTube via some smart TVs, your computer and phone.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I walked in this morning. Oh, can I move that there? I walked in this morning to be greeted by this beautiful lady called Tracy. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Your hair's beautiful, by the way. I mean, I'll talk about hair envy. Talk about hair envy for a start. And I walked in and there was this there was mannequins everywhere. I thought I'd walked into a dress shop. There's all these amazing clothes and I just went, tell me you haven't made all those clothes. And she went, yeah. And I went, and you know, when you just look at somebody, you just think, I love you already. Imagine, do you not have all your friends and family asking you to make all their wardrobe?
No, because they can make it themselves.
Well, this is...
It's not difficult. I've only got very simple patterns, very simple things.
Well, it
quick
didn't
and
look
easy
like
to
that
make.
when I walked in.
I promise you.
Now, Tracy, you work for a company called Brother. Now, Brother are, my goodness me, they do the most incredible range of various mediums of different things that printers can do.
Yes.
Don't they?
Yep. And then they have a fantastic
Then they have a whole sewing range as
of
well. So
sewing
they've got all the
machines.
printers and then all the sewing machines. Do you know which one
Yeah.
came first?
I don't actually. I don't.
interesting,
know.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'll
What if they
find out
started with a
next time.
printer or a sewing machine first? And I just said to you, after seeing my mum's sewing machine, they have come on a long way, haven't they?
They absolutely have. And what Brother do, which is great, their logo is Brother at your side, and that's exactly what it feels like. So they have listened to the problems that we used to have sewing. Like, get to a certain age, can't thread the needle anymore. I can't. So they've put built-in needle threaders. So the machine will thread the eye of the needle for us. And all that fiddly, do you remember the underneath bobbins? And you'd you always get muck in there and they'd ping across the floor and all of that. They've taken all that away. So we've got drop-in bobbins on the top now here.
Oh, wow.
We can work the machine with or without a foot pedal, so you don't even need to use your feet at all if you don't want to. The machine has a stop-start button here, which is this arrow one.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
So they really have come a long, long way. From those days where we used to have problems with tension and pull and push our fabric out, now these machines take all that work out. So we just can trust the machine and it will go through numerous layers without any problem at all.
So can I ask you a question? Because this is the first time I've done a sewing show on Hobbymaker. And I said to you before the show, I've always been scared of sewing machines. So how do I overcome that? Are they not as scary as I have got in my head then?
Not at all. And
No.
I think part of it was a scary sewing teacher. I don't know if you were like me.
Do you know, I think
Every
it was
school always had. I've taught sewing for years and years, and everyone's
have
like,
you?
"Oh, my sewing teacher was so scary at school," and it put us all off. And they
That's
were.
what it actually probably was.
Yeah.
At school, yeah. And
Yeah.
it stayed with me. And I'm 51 and it has never gone away.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see this today so I can allay my fears finally.
Yeah, and we used to have, the things that we used to struggle with on machines, like the tension, we'd have to pull it through, you'd have to kind of understand the fabrics that you're using and change different things on the machine for different fabrics. We don't need to do that now. We can
Really?
just trust the machine and let it do
So
some
the
sewing.
machine does a lot of the work for you?
It really does. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And not only that, it's very intuitive as well. So it's got all the instructions and all the numbers and everything that we need are actually printed onto the machine with arrows showing us how to thread.
Fantastic.
Obviously comes with a really good manual. There is a manual online, but don't worry, we've got everything. We've covered it all. We've got an app. If you're a techno
Brilliant.
person
Yep.
and you want an app, I like a physical copy. So there's a physical copy, but
Yep.
more than that, I like videos. And what
Yeah.
Brother have got loads of videos out there. Everyone learns different ways, don't they?
Yeah, you're either visual or video or everything is. What I will just say, sorry to go back to the printer side of it, but I've just bought a Brother printer for a specific task. And what I have found is exactly that. The app's brilliant. They are at your side. The chat is there, the online chat, the help, the tutorials. I have to say that aspect of it, I think Brother have got it absolutely spot on.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And what they do on top of that is they offer you a 3-year warranty on all machines as well. So
fantastic.
not just your standard 2-year. I know sometimes you get 2 years and you have to pay extra
You have to pay
for
for
another
an extra year
You're getting
normally.
3 years all included, plus so many accessories are coming with this machine as well.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
So one question more, if you don't mind, because I'm fascinated by all this. How long then have you been, what got you into sewing? You've obviously taught. How did that all come about?
Yes, I've been sewing forever, since I was like my mum probably started me sewing when I was about 8 or 9, and it's a great age to learn to use machine, to overcome those fears. Like you say, people are like, oh, it's so scary, but actually these days it really isn't.
Brilliant.
So if you get into that kind of from a young age, and then just kind of take it on whatever journey you want to go with it, really. I went on to fashion college and worked for a designer in London. And then, yeah, and then I did take a bit of a side route when I had the children, went into photography, so still a very artistic side of it.
Fantastic.
But carried on making, because I think it's really lovely to be able to just grab a piece of fabric, make something, wear it out that evening, or even if it's just to alter your curtains, save money on alterations.
Trousers up when they're too long.
Exactly, fancy dress party coming up, just to know those basics, just have a machine in the house is a lovely thing to have.
It would actually, once you bought the machine, if you're doing that, like you're saying, you definitely, if you've got kids, you've got all the outfits for school and all that kind of thing as well. It's a good investment, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
Now, you told me this morning, which is something I didn't realise, is you've got one machine for sewing and another different machine for embroidery.
Yeah, so we're bringing you 2 amazing machines. They work really well together, a brilliant combo. But the one we're looking at the moment, this is the sewing machine. Okay. So this is going to do all your regular sewing. So it's going to do whether you're patch making, whether you're doing repairs, if you're going through heavy duty fabric, all of those kind of skills is going to be covered in one machine.
Is the one. Okay.
So that, which is really nice. You can grow with it, whether you're having it as a new hobby or replacing an old machine. So this is a really nice sewing machine. It does do lots of embroidery stitches, so the small embroidery stitches that we're used to seeing on the machines. All these kind of things here.
Oh my gosh, you can do.
It's
Oh,
got
is that like that panel on the front?
Yeah. So we've got loads and loads of different embroidery stitches, on this machine, as well as utility stitches. So you've got hours and hours of fun. As well, you can do writing with it to a sewing machine size. So to this sort of size, we can write with 3 different fonts.
So you can personalise as well.
Personalise, put date of birth, made with love.
Lovely.
Which is a really lovely thing to do.
Can I ask a question? Everything's going to be about, obviously I don't know these things. You just said utility stitching. What does that mean?
So utility stitches are what we call our basic stitches. So it'd be like a tacking stitch, a straight stitch, a stitch for jersey, just your basic everyday stitches. So it's going to cover your basic stitches. When you turn the machine on, it's ready to do a straight stitch. So don't worry, it's going to work like a normal sewing machine. But then we can turn it to do all these decorative stitches. Then the second machine we have, so it's completely different because this is an embroidery only machine. So it's not for sewing, not for your everyday straight sewing, but that will do all these beautiful designs here. So we will be able to have a look at that and focus on that in a little bit. It's got Disney designs built in. So on this, these are things that you don't need to be able to sew at all. It doesn't matter. Things like, these are like tea towels that I've bought, and you just embellish them. You might be making and decorating, but you might also just be embellishing things that you've already bought. T-shirts, towels, dressing gowns, all that kind of thing.
Are you going to show us some of this today?
I will.
Oh my goodness me.
We'll cover it all.
Because
There's so much to share.
Understand how this is even going to work. I cannot wait about this.
And when you see, you'll realise how so simple it is. You literally set the machine and away you go. The designs are built in, so no skills required.
So we're doing that one after in a little while.
Yeah.
So would you mind talking us through this? Because it looks a very compact machine. It looks very digital as well, doesn't it? It all looks very high tech.
I mean, all machines are going to be digital now. It just means that we can flip from one stitch to another very easily.
Just before we stop, so sorry, Tracy, but our producer used to work on Sewing Street, so she knows our lovely guests and the equipment very, very well. And she just said, this is by far the most affordable sewing machine that we do, bar none.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing. So if you're going to invest and get involved, this is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wait until you see the accessories that come with it as well. It's got a crazy out.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I will need to turn the machine around slightly here. Let me see if I can do it that way around. So I'm just going to run through some of the things that we've got. So dropping bobbin here, really important. So my fingers will get in the way, but I can just show you. So we've got a bobbin like this, and you just pop it in there. There's a diagram showing us which way to put it. You pop it in, follow the arrows around because it's got arrows to show you, so it doesn't matter.
Does
if
it
you've
come
not
with the
done it
bobbin,
before.
Tracy?
It does, yeah.
It
It's going to
does.
come with a full set of bobbins. Comes with all the usual things.
Different
From
colours
picks. They come empty and then you wind them. So it's got a
Right.
bobbin winder on the top. Okay, so that just drops in there really easily. It's got a little blade that cuts it off. We've got a built-in needle thread as well, so it will thread the eye of the needle for you. To thread it, we pop the threads on the top here, and then we follow the numbers. So it's all clearly numbered on there. So there's also an app, there's videos, there's a manual, but I find just the numbers on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So as long as you can count to 8, you'll be fine to
So
thread
it
this machine.
literally guides you through every
Literally.
aspect of the setup.
Yeah, it literally does. That's why the Brother logo is brilliant. Brother at your side, because you really do feel like they're at your side.
Absolutely.
Just to give you a run through of what we've got on here. So this is a really nice menu. This is our stitch menu. So this is showing us all the different stitches. So it means that you don't need to keep referring back to the manual, changing things around. It's all on the machine there for you.
Look as well.
They're all numbered, and then the numbers are going to relate to the little light up screen that we've got at the top here. So all you do is change that for the number of the stitch above that you want. So you select it and change it. It's going to change the length and the width of your stitch for you. If you're into sewing and you want to change those, you can. These are the dials here where you would change, that one would change the length of your stitch, and that one would change the width of your stitch. But to be honest, I find they've selected the best one, so I just generally leave it as it is, and then the machine's ready to go. Other thing that's really nice is this is a speed control here. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, because sometimes the machines run away with us. We get a bit excited, we're a bit heavy-footed, and particularly if you're a beginner or learning, maybe it's a new hobby for you, maybe you're teaching your children or grandchildren to sew, which is a really nice thing.
It's
If you
like
can
gears
pass
in the
those
car, isn't it? Start
Exactly.
at your first gear. Don't
Yeah, so we can
kick into
slow
third.
it right down. And because we can sew with or without the foot pedal, that's really important. So if we're taking the foot pedal out, we're just going to press start and stop with this
Do you
button
have
here.
a preference, Tracy, as the foot pedal?
I try to use both.
Okay.
So that, you know, sometimes if I've pulled my back, then I might find the foot pedal uncomfortable, so I'll pull it out and work without it.
Right, okay.
If you're into sewing and you want to do something called free motion, which is where you kind of draw with your sewing machine, that's really popular when you're quilting and things like that. That way, it's really good to be able to take the foot pedal out, just let the machine go at the speed that it wants to go. And also, if you are somebody who wants to do free motion, this machine is perfect for it because it has the lever at the back that will drop the feed dogs. So these are the feed dogs here.
Amazing.
Again, there's lots of videos online to show you how to do that. If you use it as a beginner machine, not a problem. You can grow into that, which I think is the really nice thing with this. Sometimes people, I understand if you're buying your first machine, it can be quite scary, or if your first upgrade, you don't really know what journey you're going to go on.
Exactly.
Because people go, I'm just going to hem some trousers.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, actually, I'm going to give that quilting a go. I'm just going to make a
Confidence
cushion.
starts to build, doesn't it?
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
You enjoy it. Most
Yeah.
people, you know, they really
Yeah.
get into it and you like it. And you don't really know whether you're going to do dressmaking, whether you're going to do quilting. A machine like this will take you across all of those areas as well, which is lovely.
Am I right in thinking that panel that you've got there, the two, that's 4 different sets of stitches. That's something like 210 different stitches this machine will do.
Exactly. Yeah, well, you've got your letter in as well.
Gracious.
Hidden on the top here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, absolute fantastic value for money, a machine like this. On here, then we've got a little secret panel, if you can see it here, with our letters. And then we've got our numbers. If I tilt it that way, you can see the numbers there too.
This is amazing. I
It
did
really
not.
is.
I'm amazed that that's $399. I did not think. I thought that was going to be. I thought that was going to be more toward. I was thinking. I mean, if you think. I mean, I've just ordered the new phone that's just been launched because my phone's absolutely had it. But that's £1,309. The
Yes.
phone I've just ordered. This is $400. This is $399.
I know. It gets even better. So it used to be a lot higher price. The machine has come down. And then on top of that, you've got loads and loads of accessories. So you've got your standard accessories. When you open here, just watch, see the quality of the machine. It's got a lovely little compartment in the front there. So cute, with all your feet in there. And that means that you know you've got them all in there, all in the right place. They're all labelled as well, so they all have a little letter on them. So you can make sure you've got the right foot for the right job. I'm just going to ping that around because that's the wrong way around. There, and that holds them all in. And they're all engraved. Because sometimes people get overwhelmed with the number of feet and they're not sure when to use them. Whereas this machine will actually tell us on the screen.
Is that what they're called? Feet?
Feet,
Is
yeah.
it? Sorry, I'm
We do
learning
different
everything
jobs.
today. Sorry, Tracy.
No, it's
I'm
good,
taking
it's
you
good.
right
It's
back to
good,
basics.
because hopefully we'll get more people to sew
Yeah.
because it's such a lovely hobby to have. So
Why do you need different feet?
So at the moment we've got a straight stitch foot on there, which is great.
Okay.
But this one is for doing a zip, so you can get a lot closer to the edge of the zip. Again, we've got loads of tutorials. I'm from Alan Sewing Camp. We've got loads online for that. We've got one for making a buttonhole. It's going to make a really simple buttonhole for you. We'll get a chance to demonstrate it, I'm sure.
But yes, please.
This one's for sewing a button on, because you can sew your buttons on using the sewing machine. You no longer have to sew your buttons on by hand.
Oh, yes.
We've got one here for doing the lettering and for doing your decorative stitches.
Oh,
We've got
Thank you.
we've got one for doing overlocking as well. So you no longer need a separate overlocking machine. If you don't want to, you can use the stitch.
It's an overlocking machine.
It does like the neatening edge on the inside. You know when we buy clothes and you look inside and the edge is all
Yeah.
neatened. So we used to. Back in the day, the only option really was you would do a line of stitching, then to stop the edge fraying, you'd cut it with pinking shears, or we used to do a zigzag stitch, but that tends to get caught up in the machine, particularly if it's
Right.
a fine fabric.
Okay.
So then we have bigger machines that are overlockers that cut and stitch as you go along.
So it would be a lot of money then to have to keep buying
the same
all this
again,
gear.
exactly. So this one here, I do have a separate overlocker. 9 times out of 10, the samples I was making this week, I just did the overlock and stitch on this machine.
you could
because
get-
it does the same thing, just works off 2 threads, space saving. Then you don't have to have another big overlocker and save yourself the expense. This machine will do that.
Brilliant.
You can even buy a foot that will cut as well as you go along. So this one won't cut, but it will come with one that does. You get a blind hem foot and you're going to get a zipper foot. So they all come in there in your compartment. You're getting
Nice and tidy, isn't it?
I know, it's really
well
lovely.
designed.
There's even space underneath for secret scissors that you don't want people to use for cutting paper, and chocolate bar maybe. That's quite often what I have in mind.
I like that. I like her style. Gotta have the chocolate compartment.
But yeah, it also comes obviously with everything that you'd want to get going. So spare bobbins, spare needles, screwdriver, spool caps which hold the thread in. But on top of that, Brother have added loads of accessories. So we've got the wide table, which we can see on the top there. Can you see
This
that
here?
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a wide table that we can pop on the machine to give us a lot bigger area
Do you want to
when
hand
we're
it to
sewing.
me?
Yeah, let me pop it on.
Okay.
Because, you know, to buy something like this as an accessory, it's normally like £100. And this has come in standard with this machine.
Oh, so you don't have to pay extra for that?
You don't have to pay extra.
If you need to turn that around at all, or if you're okay. If you
Okay, I think we're on it.
Goodness.
So what that does is give you a lot more space, a bit like people used to have them in the cabinets. So we've now got that space around us, really important when you're sewing. It's got space at the back and at the front. We've got a nice little measuring guide on the front here as well.
You could put a box of chocolates under there,
You
Tracy.
could, couldn't you? Now you're talking.
So normally that would cost you, because normally when you buy extra accessories and things, that's where a company makes their extra money. So
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
What they're doing here is they're giving you a really good package. So you're getting that. You're getting the hard case. So normally
You get that as well?
you're getting the hard carry case. So normally a machine, you know, you can tell the quality of a machine by the case. At this price point, you don't normally get a hard case. It's normally a soft carry case, whereas this is a hard one that you pop on top of the machine. Because it might be a machine that you're taking away. Maybe you've got a caravan you're going to. Maybe you're going to a crafting club. Maybe you're just going to meet
Just
friends
in the
and
house
just have
as
fun.
well. You just want,
Yeah,
you don't always want it.
exactly.
You want to keep it clean.
Yeah,
and it start.
yeah,
don't you?
exactly. It stops the dust. Then, on top of that, we've also got a great array of feet here.
This is all for $3.99.
This is all for $3.99. So I was just sorting it out because I was thinking, well, these feet are about £25 each. So that's £50, and then these are going to be £20. So we're looking at, what have we gone, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
That's
yeah, you've got
100
about £150, £160 worth of accessories here.
£160 of accessories, £100
Plus
for
the
the
wide
table,
table.
plus the case.
Hard case, exactly. So
It's almost like you've got all of the cost of all of that of the printer. Sorry, Michelle.
That's okay.
It's because I've always worked with brother
Yeah.
printers. I do apologise. I've worked with brother printers for years, so I do apologise. All of that is all for free, effectively.
yeah,
then?
and a 3-year warranty as well.
That's
You can't go wrong.
important, 3-year warranty, because you don't get that with hardly anything these. You have to pay for it, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, but a year is because the thing is that's not a prerequisite. That's not standard.
No.
You've chosen to do that with brother.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said before, when I first started working with Brother, I was like, why do you give a 3-year? And they're like, because we trust our machines. We know
Well, I was
we
going
can.
to say, yeah, because
Okay.
if a brother sewing machine kept failing, trust us, it would not be a 3-year warranty
Yeah.
because they couldn't afford to do so. So that then psychologically, you know, oh, it's a really good piece of kit.
Exactly.
You can trust it.
Yeah, and it's such a well-known brand. I mean, I'm lucky enough to go out and about with brother at the big sewing shows and things like that. And it's just so lovely because we get people, I've always sewn with the brother sewing machine. I've got a family of them and they relive all the machines they've had over the years. And it's just so lovely to see it and to hear it. So yeah, you're buying into a really well-renowned brand, which is great.
Could I just mention as well, if you're like me, and this is the first time in my life, even sat with Tracy, I haven't even seen it start going yet, just listening to Tracy then and actually thinking, do you know what? I could actually allay a fear here of all my life. Once Tracy gets started, now, if I think I'm going to be into this as much as I think, excuse you. Sorry. It wasn't a machine.
Wasn't a machine.
For that price, it's not overly, especially if you can get it home, you get all of it, all the accessories, the case, the table, everything, for £133 on split pay, and it costs you nothing extra. Nothing extra. So.
And it's such a lovely hobby to have. It really is. And, you know, I always say with sewing, I mean, I'll be doing on Sewing Street later, we'll be making some dressmaking, like the top that I'm wearing, the thing behind, and show you how simple it is to make things like this. I mean, the one behind really is such a quick make. I made it in less than an hour yesterday.
Less than an hour? You made that
I mean, the things that I'm bringing are going to be really, really simple styles to make. So it gets quite addictive. But the really nice thing with this is sewing as a hobby is something that we take out and about, whereas as much as, you know, card making and all that, absolutely love it. But they tend to be things that we keep within the house, whereas with sewing, we can make bags that we're taking out and being proud of.
I've got you, yeah.
And dressmaking and things.
And
that
they're for us, aren't they?
Absolutely for us, or for presents for people.
Brilliant.
But we can take them out and about and be proud of what we've done and made. So it's a very exciting journey.
So we've put that on pre-order for you. The embroidery one is coming a little bit later on. Tracy's going to go on to Sewing Street this morning as well. So again, if you want to get into dressmaking, you can really see this in action. But should we have a little demo of the machine? Is that be all right? See how it's used. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So I'm just going to put it on to do a straight stitch to start with. Okay. I'm just going to let the machine go forwards and backwards. Sorry, I know we're doing it all back to front here. I'm going to speed it up. I'm just going to let the machine run away. Okay. Now, the really nice thing with this, it's not too loud, is it? It's not too loud. It's also got a really nice bright light, if you can see that. Not like we used to have bright bulbs and you'd burn yourself if you weren't careful. Whereas now it's a nice, even light. Okay. And every time I stop, this machine always stops with the needle down, in the down position, okay? So when we were learning to sew, we would used to have to turn the flywheel on the side, this wheel, make sure the needle was down before, so we'd turn this wheel here.
Flywheel?
Flywheel, yeah. And we'd have to make sure that was down so that we could turn our fabric.
But it does that for you automatically?
It's going to do that automatically for us. The same as we no longer need to bring our bobbin thread up before we start sewing. We no longer need to drop our needle before we start sewing. You might notice I just put the fabric under it and away you go.
There's a lot of time-saving shortcuts this machine will do for you now.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're learning, it's much, much easier. So you're going to stitch along. Now I'm going to make this machine, there's a reverse button, and I'm going to press that there. I'm not holding the fabric at all. I'm just letting the machine out. It's going backwards and forwards. Let's put it back on to you. I'm just going to take it on there, just a little bit more so I can show you. Now when I press the reverse button, you'll see it's going to go backwards on its own. I'm not going to hold the fabric or guide it in any way. I'm just going to let the machine take the fabric through, and then I'm going to go forwards again. And I want to take that out and just show you. It's got a thread cutter on the side so I can cut my threads. And hopefully you can see on here that, or even though I didn't guide that fabric at all, that machine went in a perfectly straight line. So that reverse bit there, that's the forwards and backwards. So as long as you trust this machine, it's going to 100% go in a straight line because it's got really good tracking underneath. So the things that people used to worry about or say quite often, oh, I can't sew in a straight line. Well, actually, the machine will sew in a straight line. So just trust the machine.
It doesn't matter if you can or you can't, that will.
It will.
Okay.
As long as you don't oversteer the fabric, the machine's going to go in a straight line. That just, again, shows the quality of the machine.
Can I ask you a quick question? We've just had a question coming in, and please, please, please do. If you have any messages at all, any questions at all, Tracy will do her best to answer the question. Julie's just said, good morning, ladies, good morning. Can you use any size thread reel, and can you please show how this goes in, Julia, in Edinburgh?
Yes, of course. So the thread goes on the back here. So you might see this spool cap on the end here. That's what's holding the thread. So that comes off and puts on. So you get different size ones for different jobs. There's even one on the end here, so that comes off. So they've even thought of your storage for you. Okay, so you can clip your favourite one on there and then when the machine goes in, that will fold down into there.
Oh my goodness.
So you get 3 different sizes, small, medium and large, depends on the size reel that you're using. Now, if you want to have your sewing reels facing up that way, you can pop it on here because the machine comes, I haven't got it to hand, but it does come with a little spool that you add on top here, and that way you can run it off there. Because if you're twin needling, so I know so much. But that's the nice thing is you can grow with the machine. You can learn to do all these things. Once you've got the machine, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
When we see like denim jeans, for example, on the side, you see you've got those 2 straight lines, parallel lines of stitching. You go, oh wow, those stitching's so neat. What you actually have is a twin needle. It comes with this machine. Again, doesn't normally come standard with machines, but Brother, we're putting it in there so you can have a play with it.
So that would do both at the same time.
Yeah, so it starts as 1 needle and then it splits and comes down into 2 needles at the bottom. Okay.
It's clever.
So what you do to do twin needling, this machine will do that, is you pop 2 reels of thread on the top. 1 here and 1 will go on here. 1 bobbin as usual, and then it will just sew and just automatically do those 2 parallel lines for you. You can do it with decorative stitches as well. Just make sure when you're doing it, check first, turning your flywheel, make sure you're doing a stitch that's not too wide, okay, so that you don't break your needle, but it's quite fun to play with and do. Okay. So yeah, all sorts of stuff. And I wanted to show how robust the machine is as well, because people quite often ask, oh, I really want something that's going to go through a lot of fabric. So we've got some denim here and we've refolded it, so we've got it twice. So 4, 5, that's 6 layers of denim.
Gosh, wow.
Probably would never need to do that. I'm not even changing the needle or anything or the foot. I'm just going to do regular straight stitch, okay? And I'm not even holding the fabric, okay? So it's just going through that like butter. Yeah, just trust the machine and let the machine take that fabric through. So again, I think that's really showing the quality of that machine, isn't it?
Absolutely.
No, so older machines, we would have to push and pull, and then you'd meet people who'd been sewing and they always had backache because we were constantly like this over the machine.
Over, I suppose,
and to get the tension right, we'd have to pull it out the back of the machine. We now don't. All you want to do is let the machine take the fabric from the front. So don't push and pull your fabric, don't pull it out the back, just let the machine do that work for you. Yeah, so that's 6 layers of heavy denim. Didn't even change it to a denim needle, and in fact that's a needle that I've been using for ages, so probably should have changed it, but it's going through it without any problem at all.
Isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
So you've got an absolutely top quality machine. You've got loads of accessories.
Absolutely. You've got the cage, you've got the protection, you've got the extra table.
You've got all those stitches, you can do the
warranty,
writing, 3-year warranty, exactly. And Brother at your side with a really good app, really good website, plus fantastic manual, and so much help on the actual machine as well there for you.
So here's a question.
Yes.
Say I'm sat at home today and I'm thinking, do you know what? I'd love to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try with £133 because I've got my split pay. I'm okay with that. Get paid in a couple of weeks, I might be okay. I've got a pair of curtains that have been sprawling all over my lounge curtain for years, but I don't want to take them down. I don't the cost of going to all the faffing about. If I bought this home now today and I got it home and I was like, right, unpacked it and said, right, okay, here's my curtains. How do I know then what to do?
So it's entirely, as far as working the machine, setting the machine up, you follow the numbers that are on the machine to set it up, or you watch a little video, or you work through the manual. Really simple, you're going to follow the numbers for the top, and the bobbin just drops in the bottom, okay? And away you go. So as far as taking the curtains up, obviously we've just seen it's going to go through that heavyweight fabric for you, so there'll be no problem with that at all. You're going to just measure them and check your length and your turn-ins up on those. Loads and loads of YouTube videos out there.
Right, so it's all there.
We do PDF patterns as well that you can just download at home. We even got some free ones. If you buy the machine today, do have a look at Alan Sewing Cat. There's some free patterns on there that you can download. Just little projects to get you going, because we really want everyone to be able to enjoy this machine and take it on.
Fun with it.
Yeah, definitely. And it is, say, something that's going to cover all areas for you. So, you know, if you don't really know where you're going to go with the machine, you just want to get started. This will take you, as we said, from the dressmaking to the quilting.
Brilliant.
You're going to have all these feet as well, so you're not going to have to then go out. If you start doing the quilting, you're not going to then have to go out and buy an extension table, or you're not going to need a machine to take to a class and a machine to have at home. This machine will do all of that. It comes with a nice carry case that we can take it out and about to show.
It's not too heavy to carry.
Not too heavy to carry,
okay, great.
But also you don't want a lightweight one that's going to jump around on the table either. That is really important, and make sure you've got your good
serious
warranty.
piece of kit, isn't it?
It is, at an amazing price.
I was going to say, I'm sure sure when I've gone into like a haberdashery or places like John Lewis and places like that,
Yeah, you won't get it.
they're right up on the price. I've never seen a sewing machine at $3.99 like that. Never.
No, not with all these feet, all these stitches, 250 stitches. Don't forget you can do your writing as well.
250 stitches?
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
My goodness.
And including that is your writing. You've got all those accessories. We said over £150 worth of feet. You know, extension table is going to cost you, you know, anywhere up to kind of like £100 plus your carry case as well.
You think about personalisation as well. It's like, you start looking at Christmas presents now, all the Christmas stuff is in the shops, and just think if you went and bought some lovely hand towels, for example, just some inexpensive hand towels, you might get them from your local supermarket or, you know, Dunelm, those kind of places. And then you wanted to sort of put somebody's initials on, or if somebody loved Disney or somebody loved whatever it might be, a flower or a date or an anniversary, you could do all that with this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of people who make and sell with these machines. I mean, there's obviously a big trend now for people to be able to do that, you know, to hand make bunting, aprons, bags. You know, there's a big trend. So we have a lot of people buying and using these machines for that purpose. Yeah.
Just out of interest, though, so obviously you've got your Disney, Mickey Mouse and things there. There are certain things you can't sell. You can gift to friends, but there's certain things like Disney you're not allowed to sell,
Exactly. So the Disney designs are built into the embroidery machine. So the other machine that we're going to have a look at. So that's your bigger designs that are here. They're done on the separate machine. And yes, they've got Disney, they've got non-Disney as well. So you've got lots of other designs in there. You've got a USB port so you can download. There's hundreds and thousands of different designs out there. So you can download loads of different designs as well. But yeah, with all Disney, you know, you're not going to be able to sell from them. You cannot add Disney to an embroidery machine that you've already got. That's not possible. You have to buy a machine that's got Disney built in, which this one does, and then another one at an amazing price. So yes, do make sure if you particularly want Disney, you have to get a machine with those licensed designs built into the machine.
And you can gift it, but you can't sell it.
Yes, exactly.
Designs. Right, that makes sense.
But with the sewing, obviously you're going to be making and you can personalise things with the writing on there to a certain size as well. Brilliant. So we saw it going through some heavyweight.
We'll go to that in a moment, the other one.
Yeah? Okay. And then I'm just going to put some finer weight. So this will be the one that we'll be doing later on the other show. And again, you'll see just as easily that machine going through that fabric. No problem at all. You've got stretch stitch, so we can do some stretch fabric here.
What's a stretch stitch?
So when you sew stretch fabric, we really want it to still have
got to have a give and
bit of give, exactly.
Okay.
Otherwise, the stitching kind of pops. So some machines don't take jersey very well. A machine like this is just going to go through that. I'm going to actually put 3 layers through that machine now. There's a special stitch on there, so it's like a zigzag stitch. But a very
therapeutic watching the needle going up and down.
You see the embroidery one. So yeah, then that will stretch. So if you're sewing with jersey, the machine will do that. So the machine's going to go through all different fabrics for you. Okay.
So you could actually put somebody's sorry, Laura, you could just put somebody's initials into some socks then, because socks are stretchy, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean you can't. So the stretch stitch is a straight line stitch kind of thing. It's a very looks like lightning bolts, so it's very small, slightly sideways zigzag stitch. So yeah, but I mean you can still do. I would still do the lettering on here, because the lettering on a sewing machine it's going to be really small, like about 1 centimetre, say.
Okay.
So yeah, really good for that kind of thing, for socks. Or you can do it on the embroidery machine if you want it bigger. Obviously, if you've got bigger designs, we've got to go to the embroidery machine.
Okay, brilliant, fantastic. I still can't get over that $3.99. Now, is there anybody at home sitting there now thinking, oh, I'd love to start a new hobby. I'd love to actually, because if you watch the Sewing Bee and things like that, I mean, have you seen a massive sort of uptake of?
Definitely,
have you?
Yeah. And since machines have come on so far, it's getting people to not be put off by their older machines, or if you bought a cheaper machine. I know there's lots out there that you might struggle with. It won't go through the fabrics. When people say I can't sew, everybody can sew. It just means you haven't got the right machine. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can sew and should be able to. It's a lovely skill and hobby to have.
So is there if you're somebody like let's say I'm in my 50s and I'm thinking never done it before. Would you still say it's not too late? Still go for it.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah?
No, definitely.
Sort of. I'm not too late to start.
Absolutely not. In fact, it's a good time because the machines have come on so far now that it does make it easier. You've got Brother at your side. There's loads of help and patterns and anything that you want to make. You can just Google now. Do I want to make oven gloves? Some people want to make just stuff for interior. Some people want to do some dressmaking. I'm going to be doing some Christmas projects as well. We've got over on the other channel later on. So Christmas stockings, some Christmas bunting.
This is great.
So really, you can take it in whatever way you want to. So you might want to just stick to dressmaking, you might want to do quilting. It really is a fantastic and lovely hobby that now is accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
So we can take the foot pedal out. So even if you don't have the ability to move your feet or to use your feet in any way or struggle with your back, it's not a problem with a machine like this.
That's really good because, again, it's not about me remotely, but I've got a problem with my right foot at the moment and it's really painful and I'm waiting for an operation. So actually, I would not want to use a foot pedal. So the fact that I could still buy that and still use it and not be stressed the fact that I know I'm going to be in pain trying to do that. That's fantastic. You've got that option.
They're giving you both. Comes automatic with a foot pedal. 50% of people use it. 50% of people never get out of the box. You don't have to.
Right.
Same as you've got the flywheel on the side. You will never need to use that because the machine's got an up and a down, needle up and down position.
Right.
So you won't actually need to use that. But it's there in case that's what you're used to. So they're giving you all those options.
So would you say, as I said then, if you've never tried it before, this is a great starting machine as well?
It really is.
It really
it's great
is.
starting
Right.
because it's very intuitive.
Yeah.
All the feet are lettered. It's going to tell you on the screen what foot to use for what job. So it really is going to help you in that sense. Brilliant. But also if you are an accomplished sewer, no problem. It's going to have all those stitches, all the decorative stitches. Going to go through those layers, needle threader, all the works are included.
So it's one sewing machine suits all.
Yes.
At $3.99 with I think you said, I still can't get it, 250 stitches.
Yeah.
There's going to be a stitch for everybody, isn't there? There really is. And the thing is, if you do, sorry Laura, we'll go to the embroidery machine then, but also if you actually have ever gone to, let's say, a dry cleaning shop and asked for alterations on a pair of trousers or asked for alterations on, recently my friend had like a waterproof jacket style thing that had torn and it was all coming out. And I think they charged, it was tiny, Tracy, it was that big.
Yeah.
I'm sure they charged us something like about £18, £19 just for that. And it was that big because we couldn't do it. And you couldn't do it with, the hand stitch just wasn't going to cut it. And that was nearly £20. If you think of that and then taking up curtains and making your own, all the things oh my goodness me, it's just brilliant.
Exactly.
Well done. I think, trouble is I need to stop this because I've been on Hobbymaker now. And I'm obsessed with making cards. Now you're going to want to make me want to get a sewing machine. She's like, yes I am.
Every house should have a sewing machine. We used to have sewing machines in every house.
Exactly.
And every school. It's such a shame that we don't.
It is,
and it's such a therapeutic hobby. And if we can get the youngsters doing it as well, that's great.
So. I wished I'd learnt at your age, I tell you. So, would you like to see... Oh, but anyone, we haven't even talked about the product name of it. I do apologise, sorry. So it's the Brother F2... What is it? FS250FE Computerized Sewing Machine. So FS250FE... and again, if you want to do any research, you want to put that code into whichever search engine you like. Sorry, Trace, I'm studying letting you do it.
I'm hiding under the table.
Sorry.
That's all right, I'm just moving the machine today.
Chatting away to you. She's picking it up.
No problem.
So $3.99 for that one. But again, do your own research. Go and have a look at the reviews. You'll see the reviews on this brother sewing machine. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's just oh my god! Wait to see this one. Oh my goodness! Right, we're going to fling to a little tiny break, Tracy. Just to get ourselves all set up and ready. So we're back with you in a moment, and this will blow your mind. And that's a promise. You'll see you in a second.
Hello everybody, got some really exciting news for you. As you can see, look who's coming to Hobbymaker very, very soon, the famous American crafts. This coming Wednesday, you're going to see We Are Memory Keepers, the famous tools. You're going to see the even more famous 12x12 American crafts cardstock in all these wonderful colours at amazing prices. Don't miss Wednesday here at Hobbymaker. Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your crafty makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random and will announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube. So you can watch at home or on the go.
Could I just say, congratulations, we've had some lovely new customers coming in this morning. We've had some lovely people actually treating themselves to their very first ever sewing machine.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. I'm going to ask one question. Now, I'm going to have to check this because I've never worked on Sewing Street. Does our post and packaging stay the same? Even with these big, deep sewing machines that can't go through your front door. So we charge I also say the mainland of the United Kingdom because obviously different places in the world charge different. There are different prices, but for the majority of us in the UK on the mainland, £3.95. I know that's just see Tracy's face there. And what's more is you only pay that once a day for everything.
Well, that's amazing.
That's amazing, isn't it? You saw Tracy's reaction.
Yeah.
What? Now, this machine, I mean, just the fact that a machine is showing me Mickey Mouse, I mean, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. So this is an embroidery machine.
So, yes,
I know it sounds obvious, but what does that actually mean, embroidery machine?
Okay, so embroidery means we can do designs like these things here, okay? So it doesn't go in a straight line or so. These are built-in designs that the machine's going to more or less automatically do for us. We can play with it, we can add the writing, we can rotate them, we can change the colours and put whatever colours we want, but the machine will just do the work for us. So it doesn't matter if you don't sew. Lots of people don't sew.
Yeah.
I've met some lovely couples where the wife will sew and the husband will do the embroidery side or vice versa.
Oh, wow.
So, things like the Minnie Mouse that you're looking at there, that's just a tea towel that I just bought in the shop and I've just added the embroidery to. You can do it on T-shirts, we can do it on bathrobes, towels. So it might be something that you're adding. Obviously, it's a great combination with your sewing machine that we were looking at earlier because one can be embroidery and work because that does it automatically while you're sewing away. So they work really well together.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter with this at all if you've never sewn before in your life, if you haven't got any fabric.
Really?
Yeah, really.
So I could do all of this. Oh, look at Tinkerbell. You're honestly telling me I can't wait to these and actually.
Okay.
So if I get this home,
Yes.
I can do this.
Yes.
Really?
Shall I show you how?
You have to.
Okay. So let me see if I can get that at a better angle for you. There we go. Sorry,
That's a
fingers get in the
That's
way.
a great price as well. I'm on split pay.
It's a crazy price for an embroidery. If you have a look, embroidery machines are normally thousands of pounds.
just
They
gonna
always were. They came down a little bit with a black and white screen, but this one's got a colour machine, a colour screen, a crazy price, and it's got all those Disney designs built in. You don't have to buy them and add them. It's also got a USB port on the side, so that's really important if you're downloading your own designs. It's really easy to do. I'm absolutely terrible with technology, but I can put a USB.
You like me, Tracy.
But I can look online, and because you're buying into a brand like Brother again, there's hundreds of thousands of designs out there.
Wow.
I'm a cheapskate, so I tend to go for the free designs. So I put in free Brother Christmas designs, free Brother
fantastic.
Easter,
And there's a good
search, and there's
selection.
loads and loads of those, because lots of websites will give you some free ones. Brother give you free ones all the time.
Brilliant.
So all you do is download that straight onto a USB stick, put that inside the machine, and away you go. If you want to buy some, because there's some amazing designs out there, normally in American dollars, just a few dollars each, so equivalent of a couple of pounds.
Okay.
Right, so when you turn your machine on, we've got this lovely screen here, okay, and what this is showing us, hopefully, there we go. So we've got 3 different menus here. So we've got 2 menus that are non-Disney designs, and then 1 menu that's Disney. Then we've got large monogramming, so this will be for your towels, to do your big lettering.
Lovely.
Within that, this one we've got different types of lettering. Let me click on it to show you. So you've got different types of lettering there that you could use.
Oh, lovely.
Even Japanese, if
oh
you so
gosh,
wish.
wow.
So you could select your own lettering. And then here we've got some frames, so we can frame our work. So if we clicked on that one, there's lots of different designs within that menu as well. So let's go back. The thing people like looking at, let's look at Disney.
Yeah.
We go on to here. Okay, we've got, again, there's menu within menu. So if I click on this one, and then we can go through and we can see the different designs that are on there.
Lot, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, little Pooh. Has it got a Tigger?
I'm not sure about Tigger, actually. Let's look through. Toy Story.
No, you've got Toy
Nemo.
Story.
You've got Woody there, you've got Cars,
Oh, this is...
different princesses.
Oh,
so
Ariel.
it's kind of hours and hours of fun just playing. Okay.
Oh, this is
So we will get a
brilliant.
chance to do a little, maybe Winnie the Pooh or something in a bit, but I just want to show you how we can move and edit on the machine, because that's what people get a bit worried about doing. So I just want to show you how simple it is. So what we do is you click on your first menu here. We're going to then select a design. So I'm going to select this one, for example.
Okay.
Okay. So then we can press set and we're happy with it. Now I can move that design around. I can move it using the move button, see how intuitive it is, or I can actually just move it with my finger. Yeah.
Oh, it's touchscreen as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to move that one up. And then I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to add something. So I go to the add button. I'm going to go back to that same menu. You could add anything. You could add your writing, but I'm going to add another one of those. Press set, because what I want to do is rotate that around. So I press the rotate button. So I'm just showing you all the different options that there are now. Yeah, and then you've got your cute little design like that. Okay.
I didn't even know anything like this existed.
So if we're happy, we're going to press OK. And then I'm going to go to embroidery, and embroidery there. And now, whoops, what it's doing here is it's giving me a list of all the different colours.
Right.
The numbers above it are the brother numbers, but you can put in whatever colour you want, and it's telling me here how long each design is going to take, each thread. So I'm doing a quick one here just so the machine gets going, really, so I can give you an idea. What you do is you put your fabric in the frame, or it might be a towel or whatever you want to embroider on. So put your fabric on. It's going to go through your jerseys, your toweling, your denim. You see I've done it on lots of denim just to show how hard weight that is. And you also want some backing fabric, which we call stitch and tear or stabiliser.
Right.
Okay, really cheap. You know when you
And we
buy,
get that on Sewing Street.
yeah,
Right,
you know when you buy a t-shirt, sometimes an embroidered t-shirt, sometimes there's those bits of white behind. That's what it is.
yeah.
We embroider with that and then we tear it away
Oh,
afterwards. I'm doing it all a little bit backwards, but everything.
Right.
Click that one on.
How do you? Where are the threads?
I'm
Coloured
going
threads
to
and
pop a
things?
thread on the top here. So all I'm going to do is pick my first thread colour.
So you have to get the right colours that it says on the.
No, you put whatever colour you want. So I'm just picking random, whatever colour I want, because you might want to match this to your interior. It might be that you're doing it for your friend who loves green, so you want to write their name in green on their quilt, or they're coming to stay and you want to write the name on their towels for them.
Oh my days! Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
You have people come to stay and you just literally monogram their own. And monogram, is that the right word?
Yeah, and you've got the big monogramming letters as well. And that really comes from its own. Say you've got someone getting married, for example. Can you imagine? You have personalised bunting, you personalise the napkins, you do the bridesmaids' dressing gowns, all of that kind of stuff you can do. So it really is hours of fun.
Napkins for weddings and things as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So we're all going to a wedding of a friend on Saturday. So we're all a bit excited, Tracy.
Oh.
Can't wait to see this. Just to mention as well, again, if you want to pop in that code there, the we're not on the M24, don't worry. Now, how do you say it?
Innovis. Yeah.
Brother Innovis, M240ED embroidery machine. Again, go and do your research by all means, because these machines are phenomenal. Incredible buy price. You'd make your money back in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, and when you can personalise stuff, you really can. It's got a needle threader in there again, like the other machine, very easy to use. So I've put the thread, followed the numbers around, threaded the eye of the needle, and then I'm just going to press go with this green button here because it's ready to go. If the machine wasn't happy, that light would go red, and it will give you a message on the screen telling you what to do.
No way.
So I'm not doing anything. So that's why you could be sewing while that one's embroidering. So that's how you put your names on things. How you do your Disney designs, and it will stop automatically when it gets to the end as well.
It's just going to do it all for you.
It's just going to do it for you. Yeah. You don't say sewing necessarily involved. It's not. I've not got a foot pedal. It doesn't come with a foot pedal because you don't need one. The machine just does it on its own. It's regulating its own speed, so it can tell that it's doing something a little bit fiddly. So it's going a bit slower, but it will speed up as and when it needs to.
Kinga, our floor manager, has just come out, and she's just come and gone.
Okay, so that's done that colour, so now it's asking us for the next colour. Now it has built-in scissors, so it's actually cut the threads for us.
Oh, come on. I'm not being rude. It doesn't want you to do much, does it? It's like, I don't need you. Can you just give me another colour, I'll be fine. This is unbelievable. I love the fact that, because the amount of people that just go, I can't thread a needle, and they just shut off.
Yeah.
You can't have got that excuse anymore, have you?
Nope, not at all.
Does it all
so
for
I'm going to
you?
pop the next colour on.
Can I just watch this bit? Yeah.
Yeah, so
follow
we're
it
following it around, the numbers, so 3.
Because that's a bit I always didn't understand, is how you even got the stuff into the thread into the machine in the first
So
place.
just follow the numbers. 4, I'm doing it all a little bit back to front. 5, number 6, it tells you is that, sorry, I might get my head in the way here.
Yeah, thank you. I know you're trying to do it back to front.
I'm gonna have to spin it around, sorry, 1 second.
I love the fact it's all lit up for you as well.
I know.
But like you got your own head torch on.
No, I'm going to have to put it right round. Just
Yeah, to be
I can
fair,
get
you
it.
wouldn't
Sorry.
do it back to front, would you? You would
No.
have it facing you. You wouldn't, portrait.
There we go. That's that way round. Okay.
Okay,
So we're
yeah.
back again. So I'm following it through. So I've done 6. Now 7 is there. Cut it through on the thread cutter, which is called 8. It's lumbered.
Oh, so just cut. You just do.
And then I press that, and then that threads. You see that's threaded the eye of the needle.
Is that so? When you push that down, that
Threads the eye of the needle for you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. The light's gone green here.
I noticed that was on red the whole time that you were getting it to the
Yeah.
point
So
where
if I lift
Right.
that lever up,
Yep.
you'll see now.
It's not ready to go.
That the light's red. Okay. If I press it, it's going to tell me on the screen what the problem is. So it tells me over here.
And lower the
Press the
foot.
foot.
So it even tells you what to do.
It even tells
Oh,
I'm going
this
to
is
press OK. I'm going to
incredible.
lower the presser foot, and that light is then going to go green as soon as I lower it. So it's now ready to go. So really is brother at your side. There is a really good manual, but it's so simple and intuitive to find your way around. And it doesn't matter whether you sew or not sew.
Oh, I want one of these.
It's very addictive, be warned.
I want one of
Everything will be
these.
embroidered.
I was
The whole
just
kitchen will be
gonna say,
Disney. You'll come in tomorrow covered in embroidery. It happens.
What? So I know you've said that obviously with Disney, because Disney, it's a huge business, and you're not allowed to sell Disney unless you're Disney. But let's say my friend was obsessed with Disney, and her daughter was having a party,
Yeah.
and she asked me to do a load of whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Would I be allowed to do that as long as
Yeah.
I don't charge her?
Yeah, you can.
Right.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I can do
you
that.
can enjoy the designs. They are built in. You just cannot manufacture and sell from them.
But is that so? All the other designs in there, though, for example, the one that you're doing now, the floral one.
Yep.
Is it just the Disney aspect of it that I can't sell?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You can sell everything else.
Yes, you can.
Well, there you go then. Brilliant.
So we've also got the USB port on the side. So as I was saying, you can download loads of designs. You can even buy software. It's an additional thing that you need to buy, and then you can digitise your own designs or your company logo, for example.
Oh, great.
Because I'm not great on the computer, what I tend to do is if I need a logo to be digitised that I want to stitch out, I'll just use an online service. So there are people out there, you can just send them your logo or your family tree or whatever, send it to them, and they will digitise it into a Brother format. Because it's a well-known brand, there's so many designs out there. Just put Brother embroidery designs in the Google search, and you'll be outstanding. Yeah,
That's great with your company logo and everything as well.
Exactly.
But I'd be like you, if there's somebody there I could just send it to do, because I'm the same.
I mean, it's like, some people love it, fantastic, and maybe one day I'll get into it, but I just want to get sewing,
Exactly.
so I want to do all that side
It's
of
not
it.
your thing.
But
Some things just aren't your thing, are they?
Exactly. So yeah, you can enjoy it like that. Obviously, the only restriction with this machine is the size of the hoop. Okay, so the bigger machine you go, the bigger the embroidery that you
so
can
that's
do.
right,
But
okay.
just so you know, you have got this size here. So it's 4x4 inches. So you do need to make sure that the designs that you're buying will fit in a 4x4, and it will ask you, it will tell you the size of the embroidery, and it will also tell you the size of the brand, which is a Brother brand, so there'll be
Okay.
loads out there.
Okay, good
But
to
yeah,
know, yeah.
there's loads of designs built in, so there's Disney and non-Disney in there, and then you can buy the extra ones. You can even do, let's find some examples. So you can do things like this.
Oh,
Which
now
is
we're
called
talking.
lace.
So sorry, I'm just if I had a hand towel, for example, or a flannel or whatever, a handkerchief, whatever, the handkerchief, hand towel, whatever, goes into that square
Yes.
directly.
So this was a little tea towel, little cute cat on it, so that's a built-in design.
Is that in there?
Yeah, so you just,
Oh.
yeah, there's all different cute ones.
So
So
you
you would just pop that
Yeah.
into the hoop.
Right. And what happens if you wanted to do it right at the bottom? Do you just put
Just
the
move
material
it
at the
along.
back?
Yeah,
and-
it doesn't
right,
matter
okay.
if you've got material in the middle, just make sure that it doesn't get caught in the machine.
Right.
But obviously you can, because we looked at that rotate, that's when you can rotate it round. Because ideally you want most of your fabric to this side, just so it's not so crammed
Yeah.
in the middle. So that's why it's great to be able to rotate it around.
you.
All those features are on there. If you want to change the size, you press the size button. If you want to rotate it, you press the rotate button. If you want to move it, you press the move button. So simple. Honestly, we put children in front of it, and within 5 minutes, they're away and
Isn't
doing
this
it.
great though? Because like you said, I'm so glad that like the sewing bee has got everybody's sort of creative juices flowing and whatnot. But my goodness me, don't you wish you could turn back the clock? And this was here when you were, Tracy's age at 8, 9, and oh my goodness, what a difference to your life it would make. And even now, you're thinking, because the cost of personalisation, it's really expensive. It's just, I love that with the stars.
So this is lace work. Okay, so what you do with lace work is you embroider out onto vanishing interfacing like this. You buy it,
called what, sorry?
vanishing interfacing.
Vanishing
It's
interfacing.
like clear plastic, yeah. You just buy it
Another thing.
online. I think you've got some on Sewing Street actually. So do have a look on their website.
Right, okay.
So you put that in the hoop. So we don't put any fabric in there. You just put this in there, like
Yeah.
cling film kind of thing. It starts clear. It's just have
Yeah.
a bit of heat to it, and then just let the design go. So it's just one colour, and you just leave the machine running, and it's going to do that. It's got to be a lace design, but there's loads of different ones out there. There's some built in. We've even got on this machine little bracelets, little earrings, frogs that you can use on jackets. Because when you've done that, you then put that into water, it disappears.
No.
And then you're left. Let me put something white behind it so you can see, hopefully.
You're
there.
joking.
So turn that around. And then you're left with your little lace design. Yeah,
And
so
then,
it's
but
clear.
then how'd you get,
You just put it in water,
Yeah, but-
and that just disappears off.
but then how'd you get that onto?
This is something that you would then maybe hang on your Christmas tree, pull in an aperture card, like my mum did a little snowman, and she put all those in the card and gave it to somebody at Christmas, and then you can hang that on the tree and you've got your card. So they're just little decorations or earrings or bracelets. They're set designs that are called lace work.
Lace work. But everybody in the gallery saying, can you please show us the baby girl with the little aliens
Oh.
off Toy Story, please? The claws.
So this was like obviously a pre-bought one that I did just for time. Oh, got a little bit of thread above it. But yeah, the aliens of Toy Story.
Right, I'm going to be
Cute.
really daft here.
Yes.
I know I'm not very clever with things like this. So, if I bought a baby, because I've got a nephew who's just turning 1, if I've got a baby grow like that, and it goes into there,
Yes.
how does it not go through?
You just put it like this. So you need a single layer, and that's when a small hoop is good, and you can fit that in and just keep an eye on it.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
So that's why you couldn't use a big hoop for this. You want the small hoop to let it go through like that.
And that
you
is-
just need to make sure the underneath fabric doesn't get caught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I am that daft person that would put the whole thing through and then wonder why it didn't actually open up.
Yeah. So don't do that.
It would happen.
You don't want to unpick it. I
Oh,
mean,
this
this
is
was one.
brilliant.
Excuse me, I should have pressed it. Sorry, but cards. And this is one that I got my husband to do last time we were doing the shows because I was running out of time. I was like, he was like, I can't sew. I said, it doesn't matter, just change it. When it tells you, just change the thread. And he was like, oh, this is actually really good fun.
And did he enjoy it?
Yeah, and he just
Did
sat there
he?
changing the cut. He was like, oh, okay. He said, oh, I thought it was really difficult. He was, I always thought you were really clever doing this stuff. I was like, no, it's
That's
not
the
me.
only thing you do have to be careful with, isn't it? Because all of a sudden, you're giving away your secrets, aren't you? Of just how easy it actually is. This is
Just the machines.
lovely.
These are lace designs.
Because I'm just
that you
thinking as
can
well, we
do.
could use these across on, later on this, on cards and things that we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, table decorations. And if you're making and selling, once you can personalise,
Oh.
then, simple Christmas stocking. Again, on Sewing Street later, I'll show you how to make one of these so quickly and easily.
Brilliant.
But yeah, and if you're making and selling, once you personalise,
Yeah.
you're going to add so much value to the money that you can get. Because obviously people do buy these machines and make and sell things for it. As long as it's not the Disney, that's no problem at all.
Is that your husband's name?
No.
I'm joking.
I had to think then.
So again, because that's quite a thick piece with the sort of.
Well, we do it on the velvet first, but it will go on the velvet without any problem. Done it with a metallic thread.
Right.
Just a regular needle, brought the metallic thread, no problem. And that really makes it kind of
So
stand
you have
out and
this
pop.
thin material, and then how does that?
And then afterwards I made it.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you've been doing that on Sewing Street this morning?
I'll do it yes, I will make one.
Brilliant.
This afternoon. I mean, actually, to be fair, you could get that into the machine,
Yeah.
but then you would have the writing on the back.
Exactly,
so it's
yeah.
easier. If you're making stuff yourself, it's always easier to do the embroidery first. In fact, if I was doing it on like a pocket of an apron, for example, I would do the embroidery first and then cut the pocket, because then I can just make sure I've got it central, and
Right.
you might want to add a little bit to your design and play with it, so it gives you that flexibility to
So you
do
do
that.
metallic thread as well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, who knew?
So yeah, there's loads you can do. Little
Brilliant.
bedroom signs, little birthday cards.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, of course. Can you just do? Can we have some more designs?
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Shall we do?
What do you want to
Let's
see?
do a Disney one.
Yeah,
shall
let's
we?
do a Disney one.
Let's go back and
Which one are we
find.
going to go into? We
Let's
go.
do. So I'm going to delete what we've got on there. So I have to turn the machine this way. Should we do little Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah. Let's do Winnie the Pooh.
So on here, I'm going to press. I've selected
So
my
you've selected
design.
which one you want.
Just bear with us a second.
Yeah, we'll
or
get.
just
we'll
the
get. So we're
camera
just trying to. So
carry
we have to
it.
rearrange it a bit with the machine.
It's awkward because I have to keep going back and forth. So sorry, guys. There we go. So I'm going to press set. Now I want to get that in the same hoop, ideally. So I want to move that down. So I'm just going to drag it with my finger all the way down. Let's put it right in that corner there. Okay. So that tells me all the different colours that I need and how long each one's going to take. So it's going to start with the reds.
Gosh, it tells you how long. Oh, this is so good.
Yeah. So I'm going to.
So those numbers, how do you know where do you get the threads from and things? Or is it
So you can use a whole variety of different threads. I'm using the Brother embroidery threads because they're great.
Oh, and they come with the corresponding number.
Yeah, they do have
Got
numbers
you.
on the end of them, but do whatever suits you. With the Disney, I'm going to kind of stick to the same. Obviously, we need to put in.
Do you buy them in bundles, the threads, or do you buy them individually?
You can buy them. I mean, I've got a box here, so it's all a bit tangled, but you might be able to see a big box like that of 40 sets. But you can use. There's loads of embroidery threads out there. You've got on Sewing Street, they have some good embroidery threads.
Okay. Are they expensive? the threads,
No,
or-
and they don't use a lot.
Okay.
And what we're using on the bottom, well, I'll get this one going, and then I'll show you what we do on the bobbin thread.
Yeah.
So we'll pop that.
Not the
on
fact that
through.
it cuts it for you. So I'm going to pick up a pair of scissors, then it threads it for you. I'm going to worry about that and get your glasses on.
Exactly. Let me just grab a thread.
Thank you.
1 second.
And it just starts, doesn't it? Just half make a cup of tea. Oh, she's unbelievable.
So, what we have on the bottom thread is we have a special, it's called a bobbin fill. So it's a special thread that's really fine.
Do you want me to show that so I can?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you'd gone round. It might be if we put it down there. You
Oh,
can
okay.
get to it a bit better, can't you? So that's called a what? Sorry.
It's called a bobbin fill,
bobbin.
thread.
Right.
And it's a really fine thread. So that's why I don't have to keep changing the bobbin thread when I'm changing colour. All I'm doing is changing the top thread. The white stays on the bottom for everything. Okay,
So where's that one? Where is it?
in the bobbin, got a drop-in
Oh,
bobbin,
right,
just
okay.
like on the sewing machine.
Right.
So underneath there, we'll have a look when we take that one off. Underneath, there's a little space that we can just pop the bobbin
that
in.
stays
and
there
you just
all the
keep
time.
that colour on there all the
Okay.
time. So it's finished that colour, and it's now asking for the yellow. So I'm going to pop the yellow in. Okay, so that was a very quick bit. So I'm doing some of the quicker designs. Obviously, the more detailed design you've got, the longer they're going to take.
Yeah. But so it's just. I mean, really, the machine wants you to do is just keep changing the thread.
Exactly. So that's why when we were looking earlier at the, and I was saying the two machines work really well together.
Yeah.
Because you can
Oopsie-daisy.
literally be sewing on one while this one's embroidering. You can leave it running. Just keep an eye on it. So,
You seem to. I was going to say you thread it. You set it up really quickly. Each thread doesn't take long, does
yeah,
it?
no, not at all. And they're all going to work the same way. So that's a really nice thing is if you're working with Brother machines, they're all going to work and thread
Yeah.
the same way. Okay, and that's ready to go. So I'll just turn that back round. Sorry, I'm really making the cameras work
That's okay.
today.
Oh, it's so lovely watching it go, watching it
I
actually do
know.
the design.
So can you see it? Maybe? Yeah, not
Oh, look at it in the out shape. The
Yeah.
outline even.
If I tilt it like that, does that help any? There we go, look. Then you can see.
Oh, this is
Nice.
ace.
So it's done the outline and then it's just going to fill it all in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't it clever, Tracy?
Yeah. So absolutely anybody could do this. The skill and the fun is deciding what you want to put.
Exactly.
What
Where
colours
wanna
you
put
want it.
Yeah.
You'll be looking around your house, you'll be looking in your wardrobe, you'll be thinking about your friends' birthdays coming up.
Yeah.
I went to my cousin's last weekend and I was like, oh, she likes baking. What can I make her? I'll make her an apron with a name on it. And she loved it, you know. Jackie's kitchen, and just kind of did that and gave it as a present.
Brilliant.
So you're really personalising your work. So here we're doing one of the Disney designs. You cannot, if you've already got an embroidery machine, I'm sorry, you can't add the Disney designs to them.
Right, okay, you have to get this
You can't
machine.
buy them separately. You have to buy a machine that's got built-in
Right,
Disney.
okay.
So some people have the very big machines and they'll buy this as a little extra just so
Yeah.
they get the Disney
Yeah,
designs
yeah.
because obviously we know we've got to pay for those, but they are included automatically with this machine. Which is great.
The fact that you're getting this included, the Disney aspect of it, and it's $5.99. Can I just ask, is it still the 3-year warranty?
Yes, 3-year warranty, yeah.
Great.
Same thing where there's a great app to help you through. If you had any questions, you've seen this one is a very easy machine to operate, but if you had any questions or anything like that, just have a look online, go to their website. I mean, do check out the Brother website because they'll give you free designs that you can download and use as well.
Right.
So that's really good. Use the app, it comes with a really good manual, so you've got all of that, really have got Brother at your side. Yeah, 3-year warranty.
Look at it filling it all in. This is absolutely phenomenal.
It's just hours of fun, just sitting,
Yeah,
watching it. It's
watching it.
very, very addictive. Be warned, but in a lovely way.
In a lovely way. And just remember as well, everything you order from Hobbymaker, as you know, hopefully if you don't know, we're going to tell you, you only pay your post and packaging once a day. Now that's regardless of whether you're buying your cardstock, whether you're buying ribbons that are more lightweight, or if you're buying a really sturdy, high quality Brother sewing machine, it's irrelevant. You still only pay post and packaging once a day. And today, if you order that machine and it's still only going to charge you in mainland UK, £3 coins and 95 pence.
Even if you bought the 2 machines.
Both machines.
With all the accessories.
Even if you bought 10 machines. If you bought 2 machines, I know this is the thing, because this is where you actually. This is why I love. It's unique to us here at Hobbymaker. So I love Tracy's reaction there because everyone's like, and you feel like you have to keep testing that person that you're going, yeah, but what if you buy 2 machines? He's like, no, it's still the same. You're like, really? And then you think, what about all the tools?
It's that bit that you get cheated, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get really excited.
Yeah.
It goes to the basket. You're like, why am I getting charged like that?
Exactly.
Why is it that much?
Yeah, it's painful.
So-
And that's the thing, it makes a big difference to you spend post and packaging normally, doesn't it? You know, but oh my goodness me, no.
So if I can tilt it again and we can have another look at what it's doing now.
Oh, can we watch it to the point where we actually see his face start taking
so that'll
shape? Do you mind?
Yeah, of course. So we'll add a black colour. This one's going to be the longest, so this will just take a couple more minutes probably, and then we'll add the black, and that'll do it quite quickly and kind of add all the face features back in for you.
Now here's a question. If I want to, because I got to say, this is the machine I want straight away. How long would it take before, if I thought, right, I just want to sort of start slowly, and I'd like to personalise handtails and all that kind of thing. Do I need a sewing machine as well to start?
No.
No.
So some people don't sew at all. They go, no,
Right.
I don't sew. I can't fix your trousers. I can't sew a straight line. I just embroider. That's all I do is I do the embroidery.
So people
side
do
of it.
just have that machine?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Different hobbies, they work really well together.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have one or the other. Together, brilliant team, great machine, great combo. If you've got that, oh my goodness, can you imagine?
Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
going to see you. You'll be
Exactly.
locked away. I'm busy this week because
Yeah.
you'll be embroidering, and so I would have this one embroidering while I'm sewing my project
Right,
on the
okay.
other. But absolutely, it can be completely 2 different hobbies if you want it to be. It's up to you.
We do have a question coming in. We've got some in baskets already. I tell you what, I think mine's going in my basket. Elaine's just said, morning, ladies, loving the show. Oh, thank you, Elaine. That's a lovely thing to say. Can we use normal sewing thread with the embroidery machine? Oh, that's a great question. Or does it have to be special thread? Thanks, Elaine. Great question.
Yep, no, you can absolutely use normal thread. So quite often on mine, I will just use the moon thread.
Yeah.
So it's a polyester thread. It's got a matte look to it. So embroidery threads have that sheen to them.
Yeah.
So it depends what look you. But sometimes I want things that are a bit more, you know, natural, and depends on what fabric I'm putting it on and where it's going. So absolutely, I will then just put a regular, normal
So that's good to know
sewing
as
thread
well.
on there.
Right.
I mean, I always avoid the really cheap threads. You know, when you're having an embroidery thread, you want to take it off and make sure that it's not spinning and spiraling round, because that's going to ping inside the machine, and that's any machine.
It's a bit
any
cheaper,
machine is a
does
bit
it?
cheaper.
That's a good
yes.
tip. So say that everyone again. So if you
Hold
the
it
thread
up,
yeah.
and you want it just to hang nice and straight and flat, not ping like this around. So yeah.
Carol's just walked in. Carol, have you seen this embroidery? We're doing Winnie the Pooh.
I've been watching all morning. It's so beautiful.
Yes, it just does it for you.
It's amazing.
So,
You can have a good chat whilst you do.
man, I'm in.
I'm keeping my eye on these machines. I think one might be in your bag before the end of the
You're very
show.
lucky, Tracy. My boot is full. If my boot wasn't full in the car park, I might be doing a grab and run.
Okay, right, so it's ready to do that last colour. So it's asked me for the black. It's
Yep.
told me it's going to take 1 minute. So I've put the black thread in. See if I can get that down to show you a bit better. And I'm going to press the green button again, green for go. And it's going to then start doing his face. See if I can tilt this machine again. There you go. That's okay. And then we'll be able to see it doing the face features. So there's no speed control because the machine's doing it on its own. So it knows that it's doing that, so it's slowing down
I
the
love
speed.
the way, as you say, it's almost really taking its time and making sure it doesn't sort of mess up, isn't it?
Okay, so it's done that one. And then it's asking for the next one, which I'm going to keep black, and we'll just do that just to show you. So
What was it
turn
asking
that
for?
around. I think it was asking for a darker grey and a black, I'm not sure. It's back to front. Oh, this is going to do the outline. I've done it on black fabric, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to see, but we will see the little features when it does its face. There you go. And suddenly Pooh starts coming to life.
Doesn't he just? You can see why actually it'd be great to get kids into this at you know, at a, like your sort of age, sort of 8. Is there a minimum age? I mean, obviously you've got to supervise, but
Yeah, no. I mean, because the machines thread themselves now, you know, they don't really need to have their fingers anywhere near the needle.
you haven't got to pick up a pair of scissors because it does that itself as well. Oh,
And of course, we all learn from it at school from a really young age, and
I
now they've
suppose, yeah.
stopped doing it. I mean, they're starting to bring them back. We do a lot of machines for education, starting to get these back into schools, which is great to see because children can be so creative, and it's such fun just choosing new colours and threads, and it just takes it to a different kind of dimension.
I remember when I was at school, and to this day, I've never made anything like it again in 50 odd years, but I made my mum at school a gingham peg apron.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of us did that. And I was so proud of that peg apron. And it lasted years. I mean, you know, but it was, you know, but this is brilliant.
Fun. Oh, I haven't got any embroidery scissors with me, but let me just try and trim a few of these off.
Him. Yeah, so there's a question. I'm glad you've just said that. How do you finish it off now?
So all you need to do is cut the little thread. Sorry, I've got the wrong scissors with me. So
You need proper embroidery scissors.
proper embroidery scissors, which I believe might even come with the machine. I'm just going to snip those.
Oh, so you don't have to sort of finish stitch it or anything either?
No, it's done all that knotting for us.
I thought you'd have to do it all sort of tying things off.
Oh,
no. Oh,
No.
so that won't unravel when you do that?
No, not at all. No, we're just going to trim those little threads. Bear with me while I just trim all of those off. Like that.
So just...
There's a few more, but just to give you an idea, you can see I've got a few more there to take off. But you can see that it starts coming together. So there's little black jump stitches.
I mean, it trademarks at Disney as well.
Yeah, it does. That's really important to them. So, yeah.
Oh, man. I tell you what, if you didn't know you needed an embroidery machine this morning, did you, like me, get up this morning completely blissfully unaware that you needed this in your life?
And normally, it's, you know, Google embroidery machines, you're looking at thousands of pounds.
Thousands of pounds. How are you doing it for $5.99, brother?
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It really is. They just, you know, makes it accessible to people. It is a small frame size, but you can move that around
What does
to
that?
do the bigger.
Oh, you mean that's a small frame
Yeah,
size?
I mean, obviously
okay.
you can fill that, so you can do the bigger designs. you know, we can fill that frame, but also you can move that along. So,
Oh, I see what. Right. Do you want me to hold?
So,
have you got an example?
yeah, for something like this, if it didn't quite fit in, you could do the end first, then move it along. And then
Oh, so
move
you're
it
not
along.
just restricted to the actual physical size.
Yeah.
I understand what
But
you
the
mean.
small one's great for doing little pockets, and like we were saying, the baby grows earlier. I mean, this is just our simple bunting that we do for Christmas. You know, how lovely that you can just then embroider out the numbers onto it.
So what?
So we embroidered this bit first.
Yeah.
And then made it, into little pockets that you can then put your candy canes or chocolate
And then where'd you
hang
hang
that
that?
up? Across your mantelpiece at Christmas time, across your front door. Gift it away, or you could put little Lego pieces so it becomes a toy. Because I know some people don't want to do the sweets, which I totally
Why didn't I
understand.
meet you 30 years ago, Trace? She probably wasn't born.
Oh no, I certainly was. So yeah, and all the different designs that you see here.
This
So-
is lovely.
In fact, even the bag that I've stored everything in, I've embroidered onto the front of it.
Oh, toy bar.
So this was done on this machine. So although you might think it doesn't fit in the frame, we've just done each of the words separately.
Oh, brilliant. So I could do that for my Ivy, personalise her dog box for
Dog
toys. Oh,
Leads, you can make a little lead and a little neck scarf.
Oh, this is getting silly.
You can't work the
Oh,
Saturday
no.
now. We're just going to sit and play all morning. I mean, no other shows. Just us playing.
Just quickly as well, I'll show you the rest of this bag, but we've had a message come in. Thank you for messaging in. Thank you. Really, really glad you're enjoying this. Morning, ladies. Morning, Rebecca. Just wanted to ask, does the Brother embroidery machine allow you to import your own designs to use?
Yes. So it's got a USB port inside here. Wow. Everybody will see. Yeah, the camera's got it there. So
Brilliant.
you just pop your USB stick in there. So if you've got your own design, you just need to make sure it's in Brother format.
Right.
So yes, and if you've got some from a different machine, you can swap those over. As long as they're in Brother format, you can do it on there. If you want to create your own designs, so you want to do a drawing, or it's a portrait or a picture of your house, and you want to turn that into stitches, that's when you need the software to do
Right,
that, or pay
okay.
someone online to do it. But yeah, to turn your image into stitches.
But you can buy the software for that printer?
Yes.
Is it, sorry,
Machine.
sewing machine.
Yep.
I'm honestly,
That's
Brother
all right.
and printer
We know
is
what you mean.
ingrained in my brain. I do apologise. Is that expensive, the software?
It can be, yes.
Depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. It depends what you want, how much you want the software to do. It's a whole
Okay.
nother ball game, really.
Yeah, it's a whole different, you're on a different level than I am.
Most people don't. I've always found that I can do what I want to within the machine,
Okay.
or by buying designs or downloading the free ones. Say, just Google the free ones first, whatever it is you're looking for. You know, nautical theme, birthday designs, different fonts. Just put free first and just see what comes up. There'll be loads there. You'll be addicted. You'll be collecting them all. You'll be storing them all on. You'll have USBs everywhere, and everything will be embroidered. But it's great, great fun.
Wonderful. So we've had a message in from Julia as well. Thank you for your messages coming in. It's lovely to hear from you. That's my Brother sewing machine ordered. Looking forward to it arriving. Thank you for the demo. Julia in Edinburgh.
So excited for you. I wish I could be there when your machine arrives.
Oh, yeah. Will you keep us posted on how it's going? And I did say this yesterday, Julia. I don't know whether you were watching on I was on Jurymaker yesterday, but I just wanted to say as well, on behalf of everybody, what Edinburgh and Scotland did for the Queen, and how you respectfully, everything, honestly, talk about doing the royal family and the Queen proud. Total hats off and respect to Scotland over the last few days. It's just been so inspiring and so wonderful. So a massive thank you on behalf of the whole country. Thank you. Now, congratulations. Can I just show you this as well? Now, there's a few of you got this in your baskets.
So that's one of the designs that's built into the machine.
Look.
We just added the writing underneath, because of course you can add and write whatever you want, whatever cheeky message, whatever
That's
nickname you've got for
lovely.
somebody.
Yeah.
Say you've got a teacher finishing school, or, you know, it's just really nice to be able to personalise your
Isn't it?
work.
You know, if you buy a makeup bag for somebody.
Yep.
You know, if you think about the kind of inexpensive things that you can buy from certain shops and things and whatever, you could really, really be making some fantastic designs here, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
And you can make the machine pay for itself if you want to. You can make and sell that. You can do personalised bunting online and napkins. I mean, these were some Christmas ones that we've done.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really nice then when people come round, then you can just lay out your Christmas napkins.
Absolutely.
You know.
What a question. Could you do, like, if you have like a photograph of a dog,
Yes.
can you turn your dog into a design?
Yes, you would need to do that on the software.
Right,
So
okay.
that's when that, really
Right.
comes into effect. So yes, you would then either send that to somebody or you would buy the software package.
Right.
And do that
But you
work.
can do it.
You can do that,
Brilliant,
yes.
fantastic,
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Any photographs. I mean, obviously it's stylized a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
there's
yeah.
been some amazing stuff.
My-
Just Google the images, you'll be blown.
Wow.
We've had so many. When we do the shows, if you ever, some
This is
sewing shows, come
brilliant.
and have a look. Because from a distance, you think it's a photograph, and as you get close, you realise only then that it's
Wonderful.
stitches.
Right then, my lovelies, we are going to go back to that wonderful sewing machine that Julie has just ordered. Do you know what? That's made this morning. It's made our day, that has, because if one person treats themselves to either of these incredible machines, then it's made our days. The embroidery machine, now Julie is trying to get one there. There's a crafter. I don't know where you are. You've checked out already. And I think I may be very close behind you on the embroidery machine, I have to say. Now, is it, how do you say that? Is it Cardigan? Is that the right, or have I pronounced that incorrectly, Julie?
No, I'm not very...
Cardigan?
Geography's terrible,
I
I'm
might-
afraid.
Yeah, I might have that completely. Will you let us know? Julie, the lovely thing is, just remember as well, you still have, because it's Hobbymaker, your 30-day money-back guarantee. So again, you have got that wonderful comfort blanket, knowing that if you decide it's not for you, then, sorry, have I said it wrong? Oh, right, so. So the historical name is Cardiganshire. Oh, you can make your own cardigan. There you go. I bet you've heard that before. Apparently, say that again. It's apparently the best place to live and rest and work and play, is it? Oh, let's all move there then. Brilliant.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Right then, so that's the embroidery machine. Now, Julie, if you've got it in your basket, get yourself checked out, my darling. You can have it on split pane. If you're thinking, I don't know how to do that, you just put that code into your basket, TQB427, and underneath there's a little square box, and you just click on it, and then today we'll charge you £199.66, and then in 30 days you paid again, 30 days you paid again, and you're done before Christmas. And if you bought this and you think about, because, sorry, just before we go back to the sewing machine, sorry, Trace, I'm just thinking, obviously things, again, people are thinking, okay, things, times are tough and money's tight, this, that, the next thing. But actually, this will transform your gifting, won't it?
Completely, yes.
Massively.
Yeah. And it's
And personalise and make it special. But then you'll be giving gifts a lot more inexpensively, but they'll be more personal to that person. So actually, it's a win-win all round. So good luck, Julie. So shall we transfer back to the sewing machine? Can you manage,
I
my lovely
can.
girl?
Okay. I'll pop that one down.
Oh, we don't need a break to do it, do we? No.
Excuse me.
We're
ducking
all
behind the table.
She's clearly done that before, hasn't she? I mean, how many times a day do you swap between your machines?
I do have a few.
Thank you, sorry.
But to be honest, I have lots, but I do tend to find this is my go-to.
Do you want me to move this out? You come here. I'll do that, Tracy, love.
I'm
I'll do that,
that
sweetheart.
lead. That's
There
all
you
I
go,
need just
darling.
to get that out. Thank you. That's great.
Go. Yeah, we don't want to waste time on a break. I mean, it would have been more fluid, but Yeah, well
Sure
done,
you don't
everybody.
mind.
Julie, have you checked out yet? Have you checked? If there's a question that you've got, bearing in mind, Julie, and if I have said where you are incorrectly, I do apologise. Will you ask Tracy if there's anything that you're thinking? Oh, I'm not sure. Ask away, and Tracy will try and help you, won't you? lovely
Definitely.
girl?
That's what we're here for. So, of course.
Can I say one more thing? They're nice looking machines. Because I've seen some sewing machines back in the day that are downright ugly.
Yes.
I don't mean that to be rude if you were that sewing machine,
Yeah,
but
I know. And then we kind of fall out of love with them. And no, these are very nice.
So we're back to the computerized sewing machine now.
Uh-huh.
Again, 3-year warranty.
3-year warranty.
Do you want to talk through everything it comes with before we even get
Okay.
to the machine? 'Cause
Yeah, let's do it. Because
this is.
crazy.
Oh, sorry, no, you do it in your order.
No. I'm just going to move all of that. That's all
Too
right.
excited.
Well, I think it's important because it really,
amazing.
the value in this machine is crazy.
I'm going to get some of the stuff that's on the floor that you get with it.
So You might have seen earlier, we were showing about, basically, the core of this machine is a really good quality machine. We saw it going through 6 layers of denim without any problem, without pushing, without pulling the fabric, okay? So you've got a really good machine at the heart of this.
Ooh,
it's
sorry.
got 250 different stitches. We can do writing with this machine. It's got a drop-in bobbin, it's got an automatic needle threader, so it's got all the things that you'd expect from a high-quality machine.
Yeah.
On top of that, it comes with lots and lots of extras. So we've got the hard carry case, which means that it's a fantastic
Sorry, let me
dust cover. Ta-da! But
That comes with it.
yeah. So which shows the quality of the machine.
Doesn't
and it
it?
means that if you're going out and about to, hopefully you might go to some classes, get together with your friends as well. It's a nice thing to do. Or just having it around the house, it just protects that machine for you. So you've got that.
Comes with that as standard.
Comes with that as standard. It comes with the wide table, which I've moved. But anyway, it comes with a really
I will
nice
find that.
extension table that goes onto the machine. And
There you go.
as if by magic.
Thank you, very attractive assistant. Thank you, Michael.
So we've got a really nice extension table, meaning that we can enlarge the space that we
And has
use
that
on
got
the
centimetres
machine.
and inches on it?
It's got
or-
centimetres and
Oh,
inches.
brilliant.
It's even got adjustable feet. So if you're working on an uneven surface, that will come into itself, into use. So we can
Brilliant.
slide that bit off, and then we pop that one on.
Because sometimes when you have those handmade tables and things, they are a bit wonky.
Exactly. So then you've got your extension table on your machine like that.
And Tracy
That's-
did say earlier, if you weren't watching, that there is space underneath for that cheeky biscuit stash.
Absolutely.
Or chocolates or whatever you might need to get you going.
Chocolate and biscuits is part
it's
of an
part standard, isn't
essential
it?
sewing box.
Especially once
I
you're locked
think.
away in your sewing room, which you are going to you're going to need a sewing room at this rate. You
Yeah,
will.
because you will be addicted.
So that all comes
So
with all of that as well.
all comes with that. Then, this was the front compartment that was on the machine. I love this. Look at that. So you've got all your feet neatly stored in there. That's our little secret space underneath.
Brilliant.
Chocolate. All the feet have letters engraved onto the back of them. And the machine tells us what foot we need for which job. So that's got an N on there, if you can see it. And then they pop in there, which is nice because you can make sure that you haven't lost any. And that goes on the front of the machine. So these are our standard feet. Obviously, you've got your quick unpick. You've got a buttonhole foot, one for sewing a button on. We've got one for your embroidery stitches. We've got one for your overlocking, overcasting, like needling stitch.
Yep.
One for doing a rolled hem and one for doing your zips.
That's a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. You're going to get a full set of bobbins. You're going to get spare needles. You're going to get that twin needle that we were talking about earlier. You've got your quick unpick in there. You've got an extra spool for your sewing. So you get so many accessories. Then on top of that, we've thrown in these extra feet too,
Leave this.
which we worked out was about £160.
£160, yeah.
So we've got, because these two are the expensive ones. So this is an adjustable bias binder foot. This one is an adjustable zipper foot, which is great for piping as well.
Yeah.
This one is for doing pin tucks, really lovely, to give you those nice, cute pin tucks. I use that sometimes on pillowcases.
Oh,
and that
right,
fits
yeah,
children's dresses,
Yep.
ladies' shirts, so all sorts of uses really. This one is a non-stick foot, so that's great if you're sewing oilcloth, which we do quite a lot of at the Alan Sewing Cat. Do some really simple projects out of oilcloth. This one's do your rolled hem, so if you've got your fine fabrics and you just do that really thin hem, then that's what the rolled hem foot is for.
Gosh, you get a lot, Tracy.
You do. This one's your 1/4 inch piecing foot, so if you're quilting, that or flat sew foot, so that'll keep the fabric nice and flat, and that's your gathering foot as well. So all of those are included within
And you
that
get your foot
machine,
pedal
so-
as well, don't you?
Yeah, it comes with the foot pedal. You can work it with or without the foot pedal. If you're taking the foot pedal out, you've got a control speed control on the front.
Brilliant.
So we can make it go fast or slow. Okay, that will work with the foot pedal in as well. So maybe if you're new to sewing or if you're teaching children, they tend to go a bit fast and slow like this because they haven't been driving. So it's good to
Oh,
kind
if you
of...
saw me dad driving and he got hold of this, he'd be like, boom.
Yeah. So we can slow it down a little
Right,
bit
okay.
when we need to.
Okay.
So that's your speed control on there.
Brilliant.
The picture with the needle is going to be your needle up or needle down. So we can drop the needle down, we can raise
And
the
can
needle
you,
up.
for anybody that's just joined us, and the one thing that I've always never understood is when I've sat and watched the telly, or I've watched people actually with machines, and they set it all up, and I'm thinking, oh, I've got a clue what you've just done. I've no idea how do you thread it? How does it talk you through how to thread it? How to
So
set it up, so to
You
speak?
pop the foot on the back, and then on the top, oh, you can see there, perfect. So we've got that number one. So the solid one would be for winding a bobbin, because we have to wind the bobbin that goes at the bottom. So you follow the dotted line there and put your bobbin on there. So
Right,
we're following
yeah.
those solid numbers for that. But the main thread goes on here, and then we come along to here,
just
then we go, so
guides
you're
you,
following
does
the
it?
numbers, 3, then back up, it's got a number 4 on the top, and then back down to 5 there, and then number 6 is the hook at the top of the needle.
Right.
If I thread it, will get my fingers in the way. And then there is a needle threader as well, so it's got a built-in needle threader, so it will thread the eye of the needle for you.
That's
And
a
thread
game
cutter on
changer
the
as well,
side.
isn't it?
Exactly.
So
The
anybody at
bottom-
home thinking, I can't sew a needle, thread a needle, don't need to. You don't need to.
And that's the sad thing, is lots of people have been put off by sewing, going, oh, I can't thread the eye of the needle, I can't sew in a straight line, and my machine doesn't go through thick fabrics, I can't get the tension right. And actually, all of those problems
Sort of
have been
taken away. It's
eliminated.
erased by that
If you've got a machine and you're having those problems, get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's time to upgrade. We upgrade our phones, every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
So
it's a good point, actually,
technology
yeah.
has come such a long way. So if
Yeah.
you're working on a machine with an underneath bobbin and you're struggling, just treat yourself.
£199
if you can.
for this piece of equipment is just incredible. And it comes with a 3-year warranty as standard from Brother, because Brother know the quality of their machines. No two ways about it. It's lit up as well, so it lights up for you. And I do remember you saying that. My mum's sewing machine. I mean, my mum passed away 23 years ago, but she had a machine. And like you say, when you put your hands on it, the light was flipping hot, man.
And you keep having to change the bulb, and it'll be only in one set place. If you weren't
Yeah.
careful, we don't have any of
Don't
that.
have any of
anymore.
that,
So it's got a
no.
nice LED, bright
Brilliant.
light. It's a quiet machine. You could have it up in the corner while the TV's on, so you could be
Yeah.
sewing and watching and getting inspiration all at the same time.
Brilliant,
So
brilliant. Tell you what, just before we do exit the show, we need to talk through those manuals and the design.
Yeah.
We forgot to do that, didn't
Yeah,
we? And I
that'd be
think that's
great
really
to
key.
see.
Sorry with the embroidery machine. Anyway, sorry, back to you, lovely.
So let's just do one of the decorative stitches, because we haven't done one of those.
So
I just wanna show you how
250
easy.
stitches.
250 different stitches. So we're going to select one. So I'm just going to have a look at the screen here, and we're going to select one of these stitches. So let's do something like, should we do the leaves? They're quite cute, aren't they?
And that flicks up and there's
75.
more stitches underneath, isn't there?
More
Goodness
under there.
gracious.
Look at all those.
Wow.
So I'm going to go for, I'm going to do this one here, 75. Is the
Oh,
number above
leaves.
it.
Lovely. Okay, yeah.
Let's try that. So we're heading into
What do you do
autumn.
then?
So I'm going to come to my screen at the top here,
Uh-huh.
and then we're going to change that to 75. So I'm going to go up, that's our units, up to 70, and this one up to 5.
Oh, right, okay.
Oops, 5. Now,
And
you
then
might-
it shows you what you're doing.
Exactly. You might have noticed that that's changed to an N. So it said J before, and that was the foot that we need. It's now asking me for N, which means I need to change the foot. So it means that you're going to make the most of all these feet that come with the machine. So we've got a little compartment in there. The feet are all stored, and that's my N foot. It's engraved on the back of it. They're nice metal feet, so they're really
So
good
you
quality
can't,
feet.
I'm not being rude, you can't go wrong.
You really can't. So
'Cause
whenever I was teaching, I would always, I'm only going to teach on brother machines because they're so intuitive that people wouldn't have to ask questions. They could find their way around the
So
machine.
like, even
really
if I don't
easily.
want to know what the name of my feet are, so to speak, all I've got to do is that thing
just
tells
follow
me it's
that.
the foot, tells me what initial it is, and I'll just put
All
that
I've done is looked at the number and then put the number in there.
Brilliant.
These dials here at the side
Yeah.
is where it's selecting the length of the stitch and the width of the stitch. You can change that, but I tend to keep it as it is. I find that's fine for all of
And
the
how do you
stitches.
change the feet?
So
Is
to
it
change
hard?
the foot, there is a little black button at the back. You see that one there, that's it. So I'm going to press that and you'll see the foot just comes
Oh, it
off.
just drops off.
And I just need to line that one up and lower that one down. I'm sideways on, so...
Do you have to do anything with the thread, Tracy?
No, that's fine. No, your thread's there. I mean, I'll pull it through. We don't even need to bring up your bottom thread. So when we used to thread a set, I mean, it took me like a term to learn to thread the sewing machines at school, but you would have to hold your thread to the side, turn the wheel around, and it would pick up the bottom thread.
That's
so
what
you
that's-
had
yeah.
2 threads. Now we've only got 1 thread, and that's fine.
Oh, because that one
So-
underneath there all the time.
yeah.
Oops,
Oops, sorry. And then you don't need to drop the needle before you start sewing either. That machine is actually just ready to sew. So I'm just going to drop the foot, and I'm going to, if I take the foot pedal out, then I can use the start stop here to show you. So I'm going to press that one there. And away we go. And speed it up.
And that's just doing all that for you again.
Yeah, so I'm just letting the machine take the fabric through. I'm not pushing or pulling the fabric. I'm just letting the machine take the fabric through. So you will just have hours and hours of fun. I'll stop it there. Now it always stops with the needle down, which is great if we're turning corners.
Yeah.
But obviously at the moment I just want to take that out. So I'm going to press this button to raise the needle up. So to raise the needle, I press the button with the needle
Right,
on. It's
okay,
very
yep.
intuitive. If you're used to using the wheel on the side of the machine, no problem. It is there. You can use that. And then you'll see, hopefully, that
goodness.
lovely little leaf design. So all you do is select the number. It really is as simple as that. Selected the number, it told you what fit.
Sorry,
it's
Tracy.
all right.
I'm so
You just said it.
knocked out with this. So, but now you've got some like straggly threads. What do you do?
Just trim them. Yeah, there's a thread cut on the
Finish off or
side.
anything?
No, I mean, it will do a forwards and backwards knot for you, which you should do kind of at the beginning and end of something like that. But a decorative stitch generally is going into a seam, so it's kind of not so bad, so it's going into a seam. But with your normal sewing, you would go forward 3 stitches and then reverse back. And we did that a little bit earlier, if you remember.
Yeah.
We were just looking at how the machine went in a perfectly straight line. So when it did that, that's our reverse stitch, without me holding the fabric, guiding the fabric, just to prove the point that the machine on its own tracked back and forwards over itself 3 times without skipping. It's a
that's
dead straight line.
Right, okay.
So trust the machine will go in a straight line as long as you can just let the machine take the fabric through. Not like the older machines that we would have to push and pull, change the tension and all that kind of stuff. You do
That's
not
the
need
thing.
to
I think
do
when
that.
I used to watch my mum sewing all that time ago, you look like a real faff.
Exactly.
And I think that put me off.
Yeah.
Because it was the up, the down, the this, the that, the blah, blah, blah. And I used to think, oh,
No. We just want to get a machine out and get going, and that's the really nice thing with this is you can, because it's really intuitive. It's got everything, the numbers on the machine if you want to just follow it like that. If you want to sit and watch the manual, read the manual or watch the videos, you've got those options too. You
like
know,
say all those free things to download as well. And
yeah,
Oh
so
my
the download
goodness me.
designs would be for the embroidery machine.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there's
sorry,
loads
yes. Sorry,
there. No, that's
Too-
all right.
too
So it's
excited about the embroidery
yeah,
machine.
2 different machines. So this one is our sewing machine that you would use for your quilting, your patchwork, your straight lines, your dressmaking, your alterations, all of that you would do on here. Whereas all these beautiful designs here, you would do on an embroidery machine. Can't transfer any of those from either.
does brother have any kind of Facebook community or anything like that? Right, okay,
There
great.
is everything, because you're buying into a really well-known brand. If you go to shows, you'll see we've always got the biggest stands there. It is, you know.
Yeah.
a
So,
top
is
selling
it
brand.
like with Hobbymaker, with crafting, that actually everybody wants to help each other and there's a nice community?
Which is really, really
Yeah.
lovely. Everyone
Yeah.
shares their projects, they share their tips and techniques, their favourite feats, their favourite projects that they've done. It's really, lovely. And
yeah.
Facebook's allowed us to kind of do that, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
fantastic,
Which is
yeah.
great, 'cause you don't feel like you're sewing on your own, and that's why I love the logo, Brother, at your
Yes,
side, because
very-
it really
yeah.
feels like it is. I mean,
Exactly,
even
in
their
every sense of the word.
yeah, and even their website is full of ideas and full of projects and, you know, help and tips.
I have found the Brother website, because I've been using it lately, obviously from the printing side. I'm absolutely knocked out. I mean, I had to set up the Brother unit on my own. I know it's a printer, not a sewing machine, but they held my hand all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the way through, I have to say. Brilliant, brilliant. If you've never owned a Brother, whether it's a printer or a sewing machine, I promise you now, you will. They look after you. They hold your hand all the way through. Honestly, they're brilliant, and that's first-hand experience. They're a phenomenal brand. How long have Brother been making sewing machines?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to check. A long, long time.
Long time,
As long
isn't
as I
it?
grew
It's a
up
long
there.
time, though, so they know what they're doing.
Absolutely, and they've got a big range. But what we're bringing to you here, ones
Yeah.
that are really good value for
Absolutely.
money with these additional accessories as well. You really are getting a great machine at a great price.
Absolutely. So £399 is your price tag. But just remember, with this machine, you get the machine, you're paying your post and packaging once a day, mainland UK, £3.95. 1932 you started.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Gosh, you'll be coming up to a
Yeah.
100 years soon, then, won't you?
Oh, we have to have a party.
Wow, 100. Oh, God, I love that. Tracy's like, oh, wow, a party. Yeah. The first electronic sewing machine, 1976.
Wow.
So there you go. No, that's another big birthday coming up as well.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing. My lovely producer's giving me all the information. Because you think
Not just making it up.
Rebecca, hello, lovely. She says, when sewing on different materials, do you have to manually change the tensions? Ladies, you are doing too well at selling these. She said, I already want both. Rebecca, I understand what you're saying, my lovelies. If you are going to get both, my darling, get them both at the same time if you can. You can do it on split pay. Then you still only pay the post and packaging once. That's it, for both machines.
Exactly.
Rebecca, I'm actually upset at myself at how well we're selling these, because now I need to buy one as well. And I wasn't expecting to buy a sewing machine this morning.
So thank you, Rebecca, for the message. Lovely. You're from Kent, I'm from Sussex, so not too far away.
Yeah.
But no, the machine does have a tension dial. I have never changed my tension dial. I'll be doing dressmaking later on. I'll be making the top that I'm wearing on Sewing Street. I will not be changing the tension. I'm just going to do a little bit here just to show you, not changing the tension at all. This is a fine fabric that we'll be using later on.
Brilliant.
And then let's go. And so no need to change that tension dial at all. It's there,
Fantastic.
but I've never needed to, just to show you back on that denim, because I think it's really important to see also what a robust machine it is. So I'm putting it back to straight stitch. So we had 6 layers of heavyweight denim.
6
putting that
layers of
underneath.
denim.
And away we go. So not change the tension, not change the needle. So I've gone from dressmaking. You'll see I'm not even holding the fabric. I'm just letting the machine. So it's going to go through your thin layers to your thick layers.
Wow.
Don't need to change the tension at all. Okay, so they have
That's a serious
eliminated.
piece of kit, that is, isn't it?
It is.
It does everything for you.
Yeah, they've eliminated all the things that we used to have problems with, like tension. So do not worry.
Totally time saving as well, and
Yeah.
trust. You can just trust it. It's just.
Everyone can sew. I wish I could get these machines to everybody just to try
Well,
it.
it looks
They go,
like we are.
Oh, actually, I can now sew because I've got the right machine.
Do you know
the
what?
reason people couldn't because they had to push.
But this is a big deal, and I don't say this lightly, because honestly, I've been scared to sew my entire life. I've always wanted to. I walked in this morning, saw all these amazing clothes that Tracy's made, and I was like, you lucky lady. And the amount of times I've sent something to my friend, Katie, whose mother-in-law has got these machines, and I feel guilty asking every time, and then I don't necessarily want it. I feel embarrassed going into the dry cleaners going, can you take up these trousers? I mean, you feel a bit useless.
It's expensive these days.
And they, like I say, I had a tiny little unit, a tiny little inch-long rip in a top to repair, and they charged me just shy of £20, and I nearly fell over. I might as well have bought the item again. Now, Lisa's just messaged in. Rebecca, will you let us know? Are you going to get them? Are you going to get both? Or are you just going to... Oh, yeah. Will you let us know? Lisa's just said, yes, it does even I can answer this one. Does the sewing machine have a thread cutter on it, please?
So it has the thread cutter on the side, the blades that you pull through. It doesn't have the automatic scissors. The embroidery machine does, but the sewing machine doesn't. But it does have the thread cutters on the side.
Yeah.
So you may have seen me cutting the threads like that. But yeah, not automatic scissors. But it does have the writing, so you can do the lettering.
But the embroidery machine does have the
Machinery
does it?
Yeah, the embroidery machine has the built-in scissors, yes.
Rebecca's message back in, what she say? She said sold.
Oh,
looks like that's a good. Looks like Mum's just found my Christmas present. Thank you, ladies. Now that's a good idea because
Oh, lovely.
do you know, I did the same thing the other day. Right, my dad Dad was like, oh, will you just? And friends, everybody's like, people don't want the hassle. So my dad and my stepdad, what they do is they just basically say, get what you want. Here's your budget, and then we'll just transfer the money, which I know can sound a bit, you know. But on their part, you know, they're nearly 80.
Yeah.
They don't want the hassle. That's a lovely...
You can have hours and hours of fun with this. So I hope you really, really enjoy it. And it's something that you're buying that you'll treasure and last.
Yeah.
These are machines you're not going to outgrow. I can't imagine
You're going to love this.
ever want any more stitches than that on your sewing machine.
250?
So you're not going to be kind of next year wanting a bigger machine. You're getting the best machine now.
Yeah.
So you're investing in one that's going to last. And, you know, we have that with students as well. It's great. But, you know, this time of year, a lot of students going off to university or new home.
Yeah.
It's such a lovely present to buy for someone.
Absolutely.
Because they'll tap in and out of it. Like, you know, my daughter's like 25, but, you know, she might want to turn up some trousers. Might be moving into a new flat and then it's turning out the curtains.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
now she's like, actually, I just want to wear something that's different that no one else has got.
Exactly. That's the key
she's
thing.
Repurposing, she's buying
Change your
stuff
life,
from
this will.
charity
Change your
shop.
life, this machine. Can I just ask Rebecca, did you get the embroidery or the sewing? Which one did you get? Come on, Rebecca, you're going to have to tell us now. We need to know what Mum's bought you. We need to know. We need to know.
And it'll be great next time to see some projects that you've made, or because I know we've had fantastic reviews on this machine. Just have a look online, you'll see there's loads of great reviews. And it's lovely to hear other people's feedback as well.
And just quick question. Oh, I'll mention this. That's Julie says, me again. Hello. Now that I have bought my sewing machine, can I ask if you can use metallic thread? Thank you, Julia, in Edinburgh.
Yes, you can. Same thing as I was saying earlier. Avoid those cheap, unfortunately,
Can you give us that tip again so that you know what's a cheap? Because I thought this was brilliant this morning, Julia.
If you grab one, let's grab the gold one. So you want one that hangs, you know, kind of straight-ish. Sometimes especially with the metallics, you take them off the reel
And the
they
kink's still there.
spin round and round, you know, they're still in those circles. It's always going to have a little bit of a kink, but if they're still spinning round, they're going to ping in the machine.
That's cheap material.
And get caught.
Cheap thread.
Cheap thread, avoid them. I know some of the supermarkets, and they look really pretty, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then you put
do
them in
get what you
machines
pay
and you
for.
can't get, so it's get a good
There's no point
well-known-
having a machine like this and then buying cheap, nasty thread, is
get a
there?
good, well-known brand, particularly with your metallic
Yeah.
threads. So,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ask around, have a look on Facebook groups.
Absolutely.
What machine do you... So many people have got this machine. Just put in this machine. What thread would you recommend? Metallic
absolutely.
thread. So many come on.
I do just want to just remember as well with that. If you're going to have to tell us which machine, Rebecca, otherwise we're not going to be able to sleep tonight. We need to know. Please. She wouldn't go say I'm not going to. But so you get the table, you get the case, the hard case, you get the pedal, you get the extra feet.
You get your regular feet, and then you're going to get over
All of those as well.
£150 worth of additional feet
Brilliant.
as well.
Everything
come
you need
in
to get
on
started.
offer.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Remember, 3-year warranty as well, and all the help. Now, in addition to the sewing machine, if we can mention my absolute shouldn't have favourites, but the embroidery machine, let's be real. Okay, because what we didn't do with the embroidery, can you?
Yes, I can swap back.
Right, I'll tell you
Do you
what.
want to have a quick look?
Shall I grab that?
Okay. Teamwork.
Teamwork indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm just off out to the car. Oh,
I like that trick. Well done.
if there's something that can, I'm like some mothers do have them. No, it's not overly heavy. You can feel it's a substantial piece of kit, but it's not overly heavy.
Exactly, and that's what you want. You don't want one that's going to jump around, but you also want one that maybe if you're going to a craft club or you want to get together with friends.
It's transportable still.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the embroidery machine.
Embroidery.
It's all right.
So this is the one that allows us to personalise our work, do our big embroidery designs, do the Disney designs.
Oh, she's ace.
So should we have a look at some of the lettering that it can
Yes, please,
do as
anything,
well,
please.
just to kind of have a bit of a play around? Because I know sometimes people think, oh, I haven't used one of these machines, I don't really understand it. It's very, very simple. So to get it going, I've plugged it back in, and then it comes up with this lovely screen, which is, I can't necessarily see it in this light, but it's really nice and light. It's talking me through everything that it's going to do. It's just telling me it's going to reset that carriage.
And this has
for
got
me.
Disney built in, this one,
This has
hasn't
got Disney
it?
built in. So we just did the little Winnie the Pooh earlier that you might see on the screen there. But let's come back out. Let's delete that one. So I'm going to go all the way back. It asks me if I want to delete it. It's asking if I want to delete it because the machine does have a memory. So if you were combining things or it was a design that you've uploaded, you can actually save it directly onto the machine as well as onto the USB. So it was a company logo. Say you're doing school T-shirts or whatever you're doing, designs. You can load that into the machine.
Brilliant.
Because some people go out and about and use these at like craft fairs as well. They go and take it and they'll do the
So it's already
charity logo.
stored,
Yeah, you might have a charity logo, you know, a cat society or whatever. You can put that in there, or if you're doing Christmas presents. So we can go, this is our main screen. So we were looking earlier, we've got Disney and non-Disney designs on there. And we've also got the writing. So this one here gives you your big monogramming letters. So these are the kind of things that I use for towels. So brilliant, someone's moving house, nice bundle of towels, jazz them up by putting their initials on them. How lovely is that?
Yeah, lovely.
And we've got our regular letter in here, all the way through, different ones here. So let's select one, let's go here. Okay, then you can enter whatever you want. So let's just do Dad. So we've got uppercase, and then if we go along here, we've got the lowercase as well. So, D. Okay, so I've written the word Dad. Type that in, press set. You can see that on the screen there. I'm going to change the size. Let's move it down a little bit so we can make it smaller. By pressing the button, it goes smaller. So I might go, if I here, we've got large, medium, and so large, medium, and small. So I've just made it a lot smaller by going to small. I'm going to press OK. So now I'm going to add something to that. I'm going to add a border. So if we go add, we can go here, and then we can go, let's do a heart. And then you've got different types of outlines that you can do around the outside. Let's just do a simple one.
Tracy.
Press that, and then we could move that down. So again, I can drag it with my finger, or I can move it with our move button. So I'm going to just move that around. So my mum did a load of these for as memory things for a local hospice. I think it was a hospice that she did.
Oh, how lovely.
I might have just been friends from Craft Club. But anyway, and then just made them into little hanging hearts to put on the tree at Christmas. So that's how you kind of combine your designs, and then you get end edit. And obviously the colours are going to be up to you. You add and do these in whatever colours you want. You might be matching your interior at home. It might be your dad's favourite colour. You might get the children to do it.
Exactly.
The reference guides.
Do you want
are
to flick through these as
Okay.
well? The only reason being, just before we move on, we have got some more questions coming in. You're not on your own, okay? You've got physical manuals, you've got tutorials, you've got everything you could possibly need on YouTube, on Brother's website.
Absolutely.
Everything.
All the help there.
Yeah.
No problem. But this one, as you've seen, it's really easy to use as
Yeah.
well, but everything's there.
Got backup.
Yeah. These are quick reference guides, which I love because they've got all the designs drawn out for you. It
Yeah.
tells you how long each one's going to take as well.
Brilliant.
So the quick reference guide is something, maybe you're going to visit your grandchildren. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, you know that bag? Do you want a Disney character on it? I'm going to do that for you. Or you're coming for a sleepover, I'll do that on your pillowcase for you.
Brilliant.
So you can just take the book out and about and let them have a look at it. Or,
Love it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
these are the lace work that we were talking about earlier.
yeah.
So these are some Disney lace work designs that are in there. So little bracelets and things.
Oh my
really,
goodness
really
me.
cute.
And you put that on, what was that material you put it
On
onto
vanishing
again?
interfacing. I can find it. Oh, which is clear plastic. And then you embroider out. And they become like that, clear
Absolutely
lace
fantastic.
designs. So yeah, you've got little jewellery ones in
So
there
that's the thing,
too.
it's not just embroidery, that you can even make jewellery, you can even make Christmas decorations, you can, I mean, there's
Yeah,
so
the
many
possibilities.
options.
Oh,
Get the questions on in a minute, I promise.
It's just great fun. And then we've got one that's got all the non-Disney designs in as well. So this is going through the different
Just a few
fonts,
then.
different frames, different designs. That's the style that we were just looking at.
Right.
These are just beautiful ones here. So loads. These are more little butterfly lace ones as earrings.
Beautiful.
The
Oh, and cakes,
hats
look at the
we were looking at
cake.
earlier. Oh yeah, that's really cute. That's
can
like
you see that cake there?
That's like an applique one that you can do. This one was the
What's
the one
applique? What does that
is
mean?
where you put one layer of fabric on and then it will stitch around the layer of fabric and then you trim the edges and then
okay.
there's a satin stitch. So you've got layers, layered up fabric.
Oh, look at the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Oh,
these are just lovely. That's like the one that I
Tracy.
used on the here.
Look at
This
that
is the one that we used on the bag. Yeah, that one we've shown earlier on the teacups. On the tea towels, rather.
This is, you've got me. What?
So this-
Well, you've just spent £600 of my money this morning. Thank you very much, Tracy.
And this one here, let me grab that one of my favourite ones.
I don't mind
That
those.
one's a cute, but you're going to have hours of fun, aren't you?
Look at
That
that.
one there is cute little
Transfer
one, isn't
any
it?
cheap notebook. You
Yeah.
thought. Can you see that as well? There you go.
Yeah.
Right, can we get some messages in for our lovely Tracy? I've had the loveliest time with you this morning. I think we all have,
not
haven't
work,
we?
it's fun, isn't it?
Exactly. Amanda's just said there's never a silly question, and if there is, it'll be me asking it. Silly question, and I may have missed it, but can you do normal sewing with the embroidery machine?
No, it is a separate machine. So the embroidery machine will only do embroidery, okay? You can't sew a straight line, you can't sew a zip, you can't, nothing like that. It is a completely separate entity. So if you want to sew a straight line, to do
Go with
any
the sewing
alterations,
machine.
then you need the sewing machine. So
That was-
two different machines,
Yeah.
different jobs.
And that was £399 for the sewing machine, Amanda. So if you want that, £399, but they're both on split pay. Please tell me Rebecca's come back in. Oh, Rebecca! She's bought both.
Oh,
you
fantastic.
lucky
Oh.
girl. Oh, it'll be both. She's a very loving mum, so she should be, Rebecca.
You're going to have
She's
to
a
make
good
a
mum, isn't she?
very nice present now, aren't you?
Absolutely. Thing is, though, Rebecca, let's bear this in mind. Your mum's going to get lots of treats out of this, isn't she? So she's going to do well out of these buys, these purchases. But congratulations, you lucky girl. And just remember, you've got one post and packaging for both. Brilliant, well done. So I think I'm going to have to treat myself to this sewing machine, to this embroidery machine.
You won't regret it.
Yeah, but then I'm going to ask you for your phone number, and that's when you'll regret it. 'Cause I'll be
No.
like, Tracy.
That's never a problem.
Christina.
But actually, you'll be surprised how easy it is. But no, there's a whole community of us out there. Everyone's always happy to help because we all love.
You love what you do.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Now speak. Oh, thank you. Oh my good. Oh, is that? Oh, it's like Cracker Jack. Can I have a cabbage? You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? No.
I do.
You do, don't you?
remember.
You used to have to catch carry loads of things and they'd load you up, wouldn't they, on Cracker Jack? And you won what you did if you didn't drop the cabbage, wasn't it? Was that what
was
it was?
it,
That was it, yeah.
I don't know why cabbage. It's very
I don't know what was a
random,
cabbage,
isn't
I don't know. But we have got the biggest, if I can just go back to Hobbymaker for this afternoon, because we have got the biggest launch on Hobbymaker starting, is it 2 p.m. today? Everybody has been talking about this. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the last 6 months. We're putting everything on pre-order so that you can get cracking because the day is here today. We are actually launching American Crafts, which every single person, whether it's Crafter's Companion, whether it's Hunky Dory, whether it's every single person here and guest and company has been raving about this company. So we are very excited to be launching American Crafts this afternoon at 2 p.m. We've also got a fantastic Halloween range coming up as well at 1 p.m. So if you want to get going on your Halloween makes as well, we've got that coming up at 1 o'clock. Everything's on pre-order. So if you've been like, if you're there thinking, I desperately need to own, say again. Sorry, Law. Go on. Yes, you can. Sorry, everybody, we're too excited about this today. What does it look like? This one. Cordless marker airbrush. I'm going to have no money left. All you do, look, this is genius, right? So you got your stencils, yeah? All you do is change the colour into your airbrush and it automatically does everything for you. Does everything for you. Everybody talks about this. And we've finally got this on Hobbymaker this afternoon. Everything's going on pre-order, okay? Every single thing. I mean, you want scissors, you name it, we've got it coming up. You name it, we've got it coming up. We've got the most beautiful spray markers. I mean, if you want Christmas presents this afternoon, I tell you what. And again, do what Rebecca's done this morning. Get your mum, get your dad, get your sister, get your friends, get your... You start making a note of everything you want today and just fire them off the website, send them to Hobbymaker and just say, that's what I want for Christmas. And they can go online, buy it, and you're done. Well done. This is all coming up this afternoon. Those of you with the machines in your baskets, 30-day money-back guarantee. And you can tell by Tracy's face, you can tell by my excitement, hopefully, today. I woke up this morning, have never sewed, never embroidered. I will be treating myself, there is no question, to the incredible Brother embroidery machine. I will have no money left, but who cares? I'll go happy. And as my dad would say, they're built that well. I know what he'd say. Well, that'll see you out, love. I'll be like, thanks, Dad. Tracy, that is my first ever introduction to Brother sewing machines, and I have loved every second, and it clearly seems that everybody else has as well.
Fantastic.
You're fab.
Thank you.
Will you come back on, please?
Yes, definitely. I'm on Sewing Street at 9 and 11 with
9
some
o'clock at
dressmaking and some Christmas projects.
Brilliant.
So 2 different shows.
And are you using the same machines or different machines?
Of course, yes,
Oh,
yes.
the
I've
same
done exact same machine.
machines.
It's my go-to machine. It comes everywhere with
Are
me.
you
It's my own
using
machine
both?
that I bought up. Not embroidery on this
So
show.
the sewing on the sewing
Yeah,
street.
I mean, you could, lots of the Christmas projects would be perfect. If you had an embroidery machine, you could add that too.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So, especially Rebecca there, and those of you, I know there's a few more of you that have bought the sewing machine this morning. If you do want to head over to Sewing Street at 9 and 11 and watch this lovely lady in action with your new machine, not machine, machine, 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, okay? But do come back to us at 1 o'clock as well for the incredible launch of American Crafts. And it's Jewellery Maker after the break with Carol.